You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Cultober 2023, the third Cultober. I'm Ty.
I'm Eric.
I'm Michael.
Yeah, that's right. You waited it out. There you go. Yeah.
He did the crane pose and everything with that page. It was amazing.
He about kicked me through the computer screen. It was crazy.
That was my dick. Oh, wow. We are rolling on. We are rolling on through Cultober, and here we come on this Wednesday, and we have a movie Mike picked, right?
I did pick this.
What'd you pick, Mike?
I picked Demon Knight.
Ooh.
K-N-I-G-H-T, and I picked Ben and Eric to be on this episode too.
Yeah.
What made you pick Demon Knight? Why did you go with this one over the other Tales from the Crypts?
Yeah, it's the first. I mean, it was a good one.
I'll tell you why. Mike like he only watches movies that are for teen girls or movies he watched when he was 5.
There you go.
And that's it. So every movie he pitches, that's like, wow, that's kind of odd for Mike because he watched it when he was 5. And every movie after that is movies made for teen girls.
Well, I like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Is that made for teenage girls?
Yes,
I would say so. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I like it. I've watched it. I watched it recently. I made Bailey watch it. It's a good movie, but it is definitely aimed for women.
Yep.
But also, Demon Knight's a good movie. Fuck off.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
Demon Knight, baby. But
that K in Night is unneeded.
If you could go ahead and distill whatever Billy Zane is doing in this movie into a liquid and just shoot that in my fucking veins. This is Billy Zane. This movie. I cannot say enough. Every time Billy Zane's on this fucking screen.
I thought maybe, Eric would enjoy because the Christ allegory is very heavy in this.
You don't have to search far for that one. Yeah, you have to.
Allegory guys.
Probably took a lot of.
There was not a whiff of allegory anywhere.
Probably took a lot of fun out of it. It's like it's right there. It's like, damn,
I know.
Right there.
Like, well, there it is.
Fuck.
There it is. Yep.
How do I make this not a Christ allegory? I guess.
But Demon Knight, yeah, man, I was pleasantly surprised when you picked this. I was like, I got to be on that. I love Demon Knight. Man, I can't even count how many times I've seen this movie. Honestly, I don't know when the.
Luckily, he had it on DVD.
I mean, Billy Zane is undoubtedly the best part of this movie, right?
Billy Zane is the. I'm flabber. I can't even talk about Billy Zane in this movie. This is.
he really does love Billy Zane.
What happened is he peaked. He put all of it into this. He put too much into it.
Too much.
And we were
too
left.
Much Billy.
We were left with whatever happened. There's pre-Demon Knight Billy Zane. There's post-Demon Knight Billy Zane. And
what?
Some might pick him for Titanic, Tyler.
Yeah, but that's
dude. The Phantom is great.
Ain't no Demon Knight. That's it. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's great. Oh man. Listen, there's no doubt this guy's chewing scenery like he's been starving for days.
Oh my lord,
man.
I mean,
fucking chewing it, swallowing it, puking it up, chewing it again.
Like I would put this up there with Jack Nicholson's Joker, where it's just like Jesus, this guy's just like running. I would put it up there with Willem Dafoe's performance in Boondock Saints, where you're just like, holy God, this guy's going for every ounce of
fun fact
he can grab.
Fun fact: this is Billy Zane's favorite role. He said it many times. This is his favorite role and his favorite project he's ever worked on.
And I think it's your favorite project of his, Ty, also.
I'm glad that he has that experience because that looked like fucking fun.
Oh, I'm sure it was fun.
Man, that sponge thing was his idea, by the way. The sponge is my favorite scene in the movie.
Oh,
the fucking I love that. He just
here it is.
God, man, a lot of his stuff was improv. Man.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
sure it was.
Can you two at least see why I wanted you on this episode to watch this film?
Oh hell yeah, I can.
Listen,
I definitely.
This is not a good movie. So Tales from the Crypt definitely occupies that zone for me, where I'm like, this stuff is not good, but it is entertaining as hell, right? Like, I mean, this is bad. This is bad fun for me. This is
that's the only way you can put Demon Knight. No one can watch Demon Knight and be like, well, this is like, there's Godfather and there's Citizen Kane and there's Demon Knight.
No,
the Holy Trinity.
These are the this is as close to like movies that, in my opinion, have story problems that actually hurt for me to pay attention to, but I can still enjoy myself.
Yeah.
This movie does have a few problems that even for the like what they're attempting, I'm like, okay, you've kind of fucked yourself here a few times, but it's still very enjoyable. But this is as close to hell as I can get.
Demon Knight, this is, of course, the first of, you can call it a trilogy of Tales of the Crypt movies.
I mean,
There's
you can't. There's 3 movies, but
there's 3 movies. They were supposed to be. And we'll talk about that here at some point. I don't know. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah, go ahead and talk about it now. We're not talking about the plot of this film.
So the Demon Knight trilogy, originally, this was supposed to be a trilogy centering all around the key. The key is a big part of Demon Knight, and that was supposed to be kind of like the overarching thing that kind of connected the universes of these 3 movies. These 3 movies were supposed to be pretty much, it wasn't like Demon Knight. The next movie was supposed to be a sequel to Demon Knight. It was just supposed to take place in a universe where the key existed as well. The key is the overarching thing that appears in all the movies.
Yeah.
The sequel,
different story, same world sort of deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The sequel, which my DVD, I have like the first release DVD, and it's really hard to come by because this slipped out, and then every release post has this removed. At the end of my DVD, after the credits have rolled, screen goes black, and the Crypt Keeper pops in again. He says, if you didn't get your fill, stay tuned because this Halloween, I'm back for more in Dead Easy, the next Tales from the Crypt movie.
Yeah.
You ever
Dead
seen it,
Easy.
Eric?
No.
No one else has either.
because it either didn't get made or it got made and got shelved. Because there are rumors this movie is supposed to, basically the plot line of Dead Easy was it was supposed to take place in New Orleans. This guy was put up for adoption when he was 6 years old, has no idea why, and he has a son who turns 6 as well. Well, he finds out through his adopted parents and various things that his father was a voodoo shaman who sold his soul and got sent to a kind of a limbo world, and that caused him to be put up for adoption. Well, his father is trying to get back into the real world, and he needs the blood of a child. And well, our main character has a son. So his father causes an army of the undead to rise in New Orleans and kidnaps his son. So it's one man's journey to get his son back from his magic voodoo dad amongst a horde of zombies.
So Ben, picturing all that, what do you picture in your mind? Just kind of, let's see. Go ahead. Just all that explained. Who are you casting for these roles? You just pick people from today even. Who would you cast in these roles that you just heard that kind of through line up?
Voodoo. He's an African voodoo priest, by the way. African voodoo priest was his dad. His dad was an African.
Okay, so for the dad, I would go Ryan Gosling.
Well, we're starting to see what the problem is, Ty.
Well, I mean, hey, if Jada Pinkett Smith can do it, I can do it. For the son, I would pick Selena Gomez.
Closer.
Yep. And for the zombies, a horde of chickens.
Nice. Well, what happened was apparently, according to rumor, not according to some people came out and said this. There's rumor. There's also people who attest to it, but it's never been made official. Apparently, Dead Easy was scripted, shot, and completed. But it was shown to the producers who were appalled because the script was written for an African-American cast. It was supposed to be supposed to be bedded in African voodoo lore, and dialogue and such were written as that. The studio was against that because they didn't believe that horror audiences would that basically African-Americans wouldn't watch horror movies is what their stance was. So they took the characters of the voodoo shaman and various other African-American voodoo priests and stuff and cast them all white.
Ben was right.
Hey,
and upon seeing this, the producers, including Joel Silver is the man behind Lost Boys, as well as Batman and Robin.
Yeah, but he actually came out and apologized about putting nipples on the bat suit and stuff, which actually that smoothed it over for me. He was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, fair. Yeah. That's all I asked.
I'll never be mad at him. He made Lost Boys. Lost Boys is a big movie for me.
Oh, Lost Boys is fucking amazing.
But he was one of the producers, and upon seeing this, they were like, "We're not releasing this with our name on it," because none of the dialogue was changed, none of the characters' backstories were changed. They were just like, "We'll cast some white guys in here, and no one will know." Wow. That's the rumor.
I wonder if that was before. I wonder if that was before or after Serpent and the Rainbow.
This would have been This would have been like 96 when this would have been.
Let me look up Serpent and the Rainbow because that had Bill Pullman in it, but that was like that was was voodoo, and it was like a 99%.
So, Eric, have you watched any of the Tales from the Crypt movies until now?
Honestly, no. Definitely not in full that I can remember.
Oh, so you never even watched Bordello of Blood either.
Well, that was Dead Easy. That was supposed to be the sequel. The third movie was a movie called Body Count, which there's no information about that.
Yeah, the Serpent and the Rainbow came out in 1988, so it definitely, like, they're stupid. It definitely would have worked.
Yeah. But we had those two were supposed to be the original trilogy: Demon Knight, Dead Easy, Body Count. There were also two other scripts that were being kicked around as possibly being dead Tales from the Crypt movies. One of them was The Frighteners.
Oh, that makes sense. God,
that was going to be a Tales from the Crypt movie.
How have we done 3? Is it 3? 3.
This is the third one.
3 Cultobers, and we haven't done The Frighteners yet.
We talked about
Michael. I'm surprised Michael didn't pick it. That's one of Michael's movies he's seen before.
God damn.
Next year.
Like Beetlejuice, The Frighteners could be in the same world as Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, I love that.
And the other script, which is relevant because it's coming out here next week.
Oh God,
Quentin Tarantino's From Dusk Till Dawn was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt movie.
Really?
Yes.
It has some pretty wacky stuff. I mean, Tales from the Crypt balances that horror comedy kind of thing.
Have you guys ever seen the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series?
Yeah, it's wild. I mean,
the first season is so damn good, but it gets a little. I lost at that, but man, that first season was so good.
So I knew I was in for a wild ride when I think they spend the first 2 episodes in the gas station.
Yeah, man.
Like that gas station scene that's like 5 minutes of the first movie. That's like the first 2 episodes. I was like, oh shit, this is going wild.
Yeah.
The only thing that hurt it is the guy that played Seth Gecko, in my opinion. He was a great, he did a great version of like George Clooney's character, but because it was PG-13, he couldn't just let loose like George Clooney did. So it always felt like kind of a held back.
He was so good though. Like he was like he had it down. Like he did the head cock and everything. That it was like George Clooney went back in time to like play him. So it was nuts.
Can you imagine living in a universe where George Clooney did more films like that and less ER? Like, Jesus, what could have been? So he was a great bad guy / not bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. So Tyler, let Eric know what the trilogy turned out to be.
The trilogy turned out to be, of course, Demon Knight, followed by a movie called Bordello of Blood, starring Dennis Miller.
I like that one too. My adolescence got a lot of that love trails.
Yeah, I can see why your adolescence like Bordello of Blood.
Hey, listen, I liked it because Corey Feldman was in it.
Yeah, I like to see the Feld dog getting some work.
Was Edward Furlong in that?
I think he may have.
I think he was.
That was written by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis. Bob Gale was the guy I was thinking of, not Robert Zemeckis. Bob Gale was the one they were afraid that was leaving for DreamWorks, and they were like, "We'll give you anything." And you said, "What are you going to do to make it keep it from going to DreamWorks?"
And you said the third one, it was kind of like a re-release Tales from Crypt, wasn't it?
Third one is and by the way, Bordello of Blood. Check out a podcast called "This Is How Not to Make a Movie." Oh, and this is from the producers of Bordello of Blood. It is fantastic. It's like a deep dive, super behind the curtain. Like they talk about everything from like casting. They also debunk the myth about Dead Easy because they were actually in New Orleans location scouting for Dead Easy, and like locking down locations and starting to do casting calls. And then mid all that, they get a call from the studio like, "Stop what you're doing. You're not doing that movie anymore." And that was when Bordello of Blood. Yeah, check out How Not to Make a Podcast, How Not to Make a Movie podcast. Fantastic. It's super cool.
Sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and they were really nice episodes too. The episodes are only like half hours. Like they're little half-hour nuggets, and they go through everything.
For you dainty motherfuckers who can't pay attention to shit.
They can binge out.
They had everything. They had like sound effects and stuff. Like it's really cool. They'll be talking about like we're location scouting in New Orleans, but then as he's talking, you'll hear like a crowd billowing behind him, or so there we were taking a flight to Toronto, and while he's saying that, you'll hear like it was really cool how they did it.
Oh, so they productioned it up.
Yeah,
nice.
And the third movie came out. So Demon Knight came out in 95. Bordello of Blood came out in 96. In 2002, the third movie was released straight to video.
Whoa.
Yep, and it's a movie called Ritual, starring Tim Curry.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a voodoo movie. It's basically a remake of I I Walked with a Zombie, basically a remake of that, and it was re-released. It was released as something else, and then like they released it. Then they were like, "Oh, this movie ain't doing so hot. Oh, wait, let's slap a Tales from the Crypt thing on it, and re-release it." And that's what they did. They
Which didn't help. It sounds like because I never watched it.
Did they even have the Crypt Keeper in it? Then?
For one scene, they didn't do the bookend. They had him in one scene at the beginning, introducing it, and then they don't bookend it. And also, it's like a Jamaican tale. It's a Jamaican Crypt Keeper for some reason. He's in Jamaica with dreads.
Oh my!
So it's not like it's yeah. He comes in, introduces the movie. But there's no bookend. The bookend is outtakes of the scene they shot at the beginning of the Crypt Keeper.
Oh my gosh!
And that was written by Rob Cohen, who directed the very first Fast and the Furious movie.
Okay.
And also is getting charged with sexual assault currently.
Well, that's always good.
Okay.
Love to
Currently
see it.
Yeah.
So, Eric, let's just move past it.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So, Eric, you have the stats, right? The wikis. Because that's something I like about Tales from Crypt. Even like this one and Bordello Blood, like the cast they were able to get is kind of like... Yeah, they nailed the casts.
Pretty stellar cast.
They weren't very happy with the cast of the sequel, I'll tell you.
Well, I was happy with it.
I like it.
Yeah, this one, again, big names in this. I was pretty surprised. Billy Zane, William Sadler, Jada Pinkett, now Smith, Brenda Bake. Did I do that right?
Sure.
Did I say it right? All right.
We'll trust it.
CCH Pounder.
She was awesome. Yeah, CCH
Literally,
Pounder.
Eric, you could just, if you would just say these names with confidence, I'm not reading along with you. If you just say with confidence, I would never know.
Well, I don't want to lie to our listeners.
CCH Pounder is a fucking...
It'll give them something to comment about, like, hey, you fucking said this wrong.
They're going to yell at me.
He doesn't want to.
Get our engagement up with these mispronunciations. That's fine.
All right, fine. Dyke, Myler.
Whoa. No,
Dick
don't.
Miller.
That's the one you decide to mess up. Nice.
And that's how you decide to mess with it?
You told me to get him angry. I don't know what you want from me.
He's like, I'm just trying to follow orders. That's all.
And then Thomas Haden Church. That's the list.
Ooh, I love Thomas Haden Church. What was the budget on this movie?
Okay, the budget was $12 million.
Let me give you a little tidbit on this. So $12 million is the budget. Well, originally, Universal was not willing to give that much money to this movie. They're like, we're not giving you $12 million or however much they asked for initially.
For a Billy Zane flick? Why would we do that?
Well, what happened was they gave him a much lower budget initially. So there's two versions of the script. There's one we see, and then, which the one we see is they saw dailies of it, and they were like, all right, you can have your money. Like they saw it, they're like, okay,
yeah,
we'll give you some extra money.
So you do it.
The other script that was written in haste to kind of curb the budget is the same script you see, but there's no demons. Instead, it's a group of a suited Bible salesman who besiege the hotel.
What?
Wait.
Who may or may not be demons.
What?
What? Yeah.
That would turn it into more like a Purge film.
Billy Zane's character is the same, but he's a Bible salesman.
He's a cult leader.
So he, upon not getting the key, he calls up his other Bible salesman buddies, and they attack the hotel. They may or may not be demons.
I mean, you curve the budget, sure, but fuck.
And what happened was, Universal was like, I don't know, because it was like the 90s. There's a lot of stuff happening in the 90s.
They did that on purpose, okay? They wrote that script on purpose. Like, you don't want this story. I promise you guys. Just give us the money for this.
To make the cheaper version.
Yeah.
Ooh, risky.
This is the best we can come up with, I promise.
It worked for Fight Club when they had to rewrite some lines where they forced the studio into pick the lesser of two
I guess
evils.
if you've already sold them the IP, then you can pull.
From what I understand, it was basically like the Bible salesman was to be like, like Men in Black type,
Yeah, of course.
Mysterious, faceless, suited,
So I could see, I actually could see doing that. Not as a Tales from the Crypt, you would have to make it more serious. But Billy Zane could play a good cult leader,
I'd join it.
I would see that.
Of course you would join it.
You get this Billy Zane preaching some end of the world stuff. I'll be there.
So $12 million, I already know how much it made. Tyler, I think you know also.
Yep.
Ben, do you know?
I have no idea.
What's your guess then?
24. No, not. Yeah.
Oh.
Nope. Go ahead. What?
Close. He was close.
He was close.
Closer.
He lost by Price is Right rules, but it's fine.
Yeah. 21.1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it did.
It made enough for them for the studio to be comfortable with a sequel.
Yeah.
They greenlit a sequel pretty much immediately.
Man,
But just not a full white cast sequel.
So if you guys hadn't stopped me, I was going to drop it down to 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have won Price is Right then.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy to even see like now, like movies with a $12 million budget getting released in theaters. That's like micro budget now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they can't even shoot reshoots of a movie without it being in the hundreds of millions.
Well, it's crazy. You'll see like a movie where it's like, some like, think piece of, a guy and his daughter, in a diner, and you'll see the budget and it's like, $120 million or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck? This is some kind of like Ponzi scheme.
I know. It's so crazy.
There's something shady going on.
I think according to like the Writers Guild or whatever, a low budget film is anything $5 million or less. That's a small budget.
That's crazy.
That's a low budget film.
Sweet. Can they give me some small movie budget money and
I'll take the small, please.
Hey, Hollywood, fuck the writers if they're still striking by the time this is released. Like, come visit me. Give me $5 million, which is your definition of a small movie.
It's just so crazy to me. Like, so many different aspects of filmmaking have become like way cheaper for like available to like the layman.
And yet,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just them trying.
I don't know.
Yeah,
the writers picked a bad time to strike because if you want a script, I can just bang one out and chat GPT in a couple minutes. I can. You want me to?
People are willing. To
if you want to write a script,
it's not the script you want, but it'll be a script.
Some producer can just be like, oh shit, fuck, big summer blockbuster.
Meanwhile, each one of these companies is like, we got to cut $7 billion from our budget. We got to cut $2 billion from our budget, and they're like, let's strike now while they have no money. It's like, yeah, okay, fellas. Like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, before all this really started going downhill.
How many years until you think a movie gets released that's touted as being like the first like Chat GPT written feature film? I think it'd be like next year. Yeah, I guarantee next year it'll be a big thing.
So that all depends, right? Part of the writer's strike is one of the conditions they want met is the absolute no use of AI to write scripts.
Yeah,
that's part of their demands. So
an independent will do it then if it's not a studio.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to work in this town.
Someone will do it just to be first. I mean, that's like the thing. You'll be the first movie.
Yeah, so you remember when back in the day with iPhones. You remember when quarantine happened? People were quick to make the first Zoom horror film.
Yeah,
Zoom
horror film.
You know what? I bet the dirty little secret is it's already happened.
Yeah,
probably.
It's in post right now.
No. I mean, I'm betting that explains some of the weird storylines that like the Marvel movies have taken.
Oh, like we'll find out that there's a movie that's already out that was no, it was a real person, and it was like mostly AI or 100% AI.
Yep. I think that would explain some of the weird story choices they've decided to make.
Well, speaking of explaining weird story choices, let's go ahead and let's jump into it. Let's talk about Demon Knight. Here's looking at you, Willie.
We're going to get into Demon Knight, guys.
Yeah. When's the first time you saw Demon Knight, Mike?
Oh, Jesus. When I was 5, like you said. Yep. When did it come out?
95.
Mike, are you a boob guy or an ass guy?
I'm a boob guy.
There you go. I knew it. I was like, you saw this movie at 5? I bet he's bet he's a boob guy.
Yeah, I'm a boob guy.
Yep. Nope.
Plus, I grew up
spank gallery.
I grew up in a church, so all these in like a very conservative church, so all these women wore skirts and dresses, so there's nothing for ass to see. So it's like, how am I going to become an ass guy without being able to see ass?
Yeah. Well, you got your cousin's boobs looked at.
Mike, what's wrong with you?
What? Wow. What's wrong with you, Mike?
Yeah. What's wrong with me? Sorry for liking boobs. I'm sorry for liking the food of life. Okay.
Hey. hey, ask me.
Are you a boobs or ass guy, Ty?
I'm an ass guy.
Okay. Because your pick has a flat chest.
I gotta tell you, Ty,
Right.
if you'd have picked the other one, I would have been so confused.
Right, Evan's got a big pair of rubber ones. He wears the shows. I mean, if I wanted, I could get him that. I'm sure.
I don't think you're into that, though.
You sound very convinced.
The option's there. So
Anyway, Demon Knight.
Demon Knight.
Anyway.
the first time I saw this, man, I had to be young because I said I talked about many times on this episode on the show that I didn't have any restrictions as far as movies went. As long as it wasn't explicitly pornography, I could watch whatever I wanted. I had Species on VHS growing up, and that movie's all about just fucking and killing. That's basically the log line. That's the log line. You know, alien fucks, alien kills. That's it.
Yeah,
I think we had it on VHS. I think I remember having it on VHS and watching it.
Demon Knight. Yeah, I saw Demon Knight when I was a kid. Man, I remember I got into a cowboy hat phase, and I guarantee it was this right here. I guarantee it was this. I guarantee it was this movie. I got in that cowboy hat. I seen Billy Zane in a cowboy hat. I was like, that's a man. That's what men look like.
Yep.
And I still stand by that.
I mean, that is indisputable.
It is. I'd find anyone to argue with me on that one. Billy Zane, man.
Billy Zane, the god.
The guy. Billy Zane and Demon Knight. Let's not talk about Billy Zane, recent. Like I said, pre Demon Knight Billy Zane, post Demon Knight Billy Zane. So you got
I don't think he did much before Demon Knight, did he?
He did Sniper. He did Back to the Future movies. He did a lot.
Don't you dare count Back to the Future movies.
He was in Back to the Future.
Back to the Future movies. What are you doing?
He was in Back to the Future.
He was in there, yes.
But he was one of the guys standing with Biff Tannen in the.
He had lines. He had lines.
Yeah.
He didn't have Demon Knight lines.
So he was good number 2 or something.
Man, that would have changed that movie. They'd have been like, "Hey Billy, go off."
Hey Billy, you're Biff Tannen now.
Yeah, they'd have been like, "Fuck, you're Marty McFly and Biff Tannen."
Yeah,
we're shooting this movie around Billy from this one. he's devoured the scenery and all the actors. We've got to get this.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's got the dog. Put Einstein down.
Oh God.
So the film opens. We're going up into this. Oh
my God.
I'm trying to get us past it. Baby. So
wait. When was Ben and Eric's first time watching this movie? You forgot we do things here, Mike.
Yeah, today. Yeah. They did it today.
Yeah,
well, our audience doesn't know that. Now they know.
I was today years old when I saw.
That is insane to me. I cannot believe Ben hasn't seen this movie before. I really can't.
The only one that so I admit that I have limited exposure to Tales from the Crypt. I like the ones that I've seen. It's just never been like a series that I was really into. And the only movie I saw was Bordello of Blood, which I like. I like this one too.
Nice.
So yeah,
I loved Tales from the Crypt. I have them on DVD. Fucking love that show. That was a show when I was a kid that probably was one of my earliest introductions to horror. Honestly, I'd have to say
that makes sense.
Wow. Oh yeah,
man, that show just got me. The Crypt Keeper scared the shit out of me, but I love that damn show.
Is the show as adult as the movie was, or did they?
The show's on HBO or was on HBO. So it's got
that
boobs.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know if it has boobs, but it has it's pretty gory.
Gross. Stuff.
It's always got like a morality aspect. That's like the thing with Tales from the Crypt. They have to has to have some kind of like morality thing at the end of it. I would think the movie's kind of abandoned on that, but
you got to be a better person, Eric. Sorry.
Yeah, it always ends. It's always like someone is fuck around their wife or stealing money from their business partner. It's always shit like that. And it's the comeuppance in the end. Robert Zemeckis was heavy on that. He was a producer on it, so it's got the guy's fingerprints on it. If you like Robert Zemeckis stuff, which I do.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we get our first opening scene, and we basically got this girl talking on the phone. She's bloody as hell. She's in her underwear. You guys remember this so far?
Oh yeah, I do. She's like all turned on and just committed a murder.
Yeah, she axed the guy.
Yeah, she's like telling someone about it on the phone.
Yeah, I think she's telling pretty much like it's not important. We don't spend too much time with her, but I think it's whoever she was cheating on her husband with, and she killed her husband was the idea.
Yeah, Yeah,
I think
this
was
is
basically
basically the general plot of like 60% of Tales from the Crypt shows. Cheating spouse kills good spouse. Good spouse gets resurrected, kills cheating spouse. That's like basically like most Tales from the Crypt things.
That's pretty neat that they made fun of it.
but we also get our tits early, which pleases me.
Right.
Oh yeah, no. See, like, don't you miss days when movies were like, no, they're here. They want boobs. Boobs are part of the horror thing.
Yeah, Thanksgiving 3 had them in the first second of the movie.
Yeah.
First second.
That was advertised.
Yeah, but compared to the quality,
those were bad. Those were bad.
Tales of the Crypt.
They didn't make any promises on the quality. They just let you know they're going to see tits in a second. They were saying they're going to be great, but
yeah, but that's why Tales from the Crypt is a classic and Thanksgiving is not.
And I think this is something I thought you guys would appreciate. Even in this opening sequence, the guy climbs out of the tub and he starts, his fingers and everything's peeling off. All just the special,
good practical work.
That was really
that again. That's just like this is like this scene that's so good. If like you haven't seen a Tales from the Crypt show episode, you've now seen every Tales from the Crypt episode.
Okay,
because they always have really good special effects. They're always shot kind of like like a softcore porno. Basically, they have that like that look to them.
That kind of gleam.
That kind of gleam. That Art Deco style where it's like very 90s, late 80s. It's like
a lot of satin underwear.
Yeah, tons of lamp slits.
And then he goes all the way up the steps. And he goes to axe the wife in the bathtub.
Yep.
And then we just hear cut from the Crypt Keeper.
From the Crypt.
He's our director.
He is. Yeah. He's a director.
Yelling at Dave. Is it David Arquette?
Not David Arquette. I thought you guys would know his name faster than I would.
Larry?
Do you know who he is, Ty?
No.
Hold on. Give me.
I know who he is, but I don't know his name.
I know him from. This is something I'm going to drag you guys through one day.
Oh, I know. Yeah, John LaRoe.
Yeah, the 10th Kingdom. If you ever watched it.
Oh yeah, I have the mini series.
Yeah, it's like a mini series. I tried to watch it. Like Tyler, you might remember when I tried to have us watch it when we was living in Masseyville.
John LaRoe quit.
Yeah.
Which I think people know at night. He's in Night Court.
Yeah, he's also in Night Court.
Yeah, Night Court got revived. And it's like really popular now.
The original Night Court is phenomenal.
People love the new one. I haven't seen the new one. People fucking love the new one.
Fuck off.
People like it. I don't know.
I don't give a shit what they like. They're all a bunch of never minds.
If I had to complain anything about this far into the movie, I'll probably be reminded as we go through. But like where the Crypt Keeper starts running up, it's just such. I think that's like the worst special effects we got.
That's the first time you've seen the Crypt Keeper. Crypt Keeper's always sitting around or like stationary.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I believe this is the first time you actually see him up moving around.
Yeah,
because he's like a puppet. So
well, they're flexing some of that movie budget, right?
Yeah. I was totally taken off. I didn't know what the fuck was going on at this point. The director? Hold on. I don't get it. All these people are acting like it's perfectly normal for this corpse to be walking around directing this movie.
Well, yeah, because he's directing a Tales from the Crypt movie.
And he's the Crypt Keeper. What the fuck's wrong with you, Eric?
What is wrong with you?
You never seen a Tales from the Crypt show?
I guess my rudimentary Tales from the Crypt knowledge made that make more sense.
I knew he was like the framing device. Like to me, he was always just tangentially, like from the outside, the guy that like framed the story. He turned to the camera and like, here's this page from the book.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we get into now. Is just like he looks over, he sees us. He breaks the fourth wall.
Hello, kitties.
Hello, kitties. Glad to see you here. So then, he goes and introduces us to the film. And so then we get the big opening of just some chase scene.
Yeah, with "Hey Man," nice shot by Filter playing. That's a badass
a wild
song.
Soundtrack.
That's a badass song. I love that song. It's on my gym playlist. That's a good fucking song. Yeah, that's an awesome little chase scene we get with Billy Zane and William Sadler. William Sadler, man, he's a good actor too. Doesn't stand out in this one, but man, and other things because he had no one fucking stands out in this. But be excited for Billy Zane. But man, he's a good fucking actor.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's usually relegated to the side role. So
but he always makes the best of it. You ever seen Disturbing Behavior? You ever seen that movie?
No.
It's a good one. I like. We watched that one just the other day.
Yeah, I showed you that the other day. Yeah,
is that the one with the high schoolers where they alter their behavior?
Yeah,
it's based like the Stepford Wives, but in a high school kind of thing.
Okay, dude, it's got the guy that played Cyclops in the original.
Yeah, man, that's a a good flick. It's on HBO Max. If you guys have that, it's on there.
It's an interesting concept.
It's been. Let's just say it's been a fucking minute.
It's a good flick, and he's in there. He plays the janitor. Man, he's so good when he's on screen. It's nuts.
He was good in Shawshank. He was good in.
He's in Bill and Ted, Bogus Adventure. Man,
he's the Grim Reaper in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Bogus Adventure.
He's also he's a Tales from the Crypt alumni. It looks like, right?
Yeah, Billy Zane was in it too, and then like man, there were so many of these kind of shows in the '90s, late '80s, where like every actor had like a chance getting. There was Monsters. Monsters is a good one, but it's not as good, but it has the best opening title sequence out of any show in the '80s. Fight me on it. I think it's the best opening. It's the best.
Meet
opening.
Me in the comment section.
Yeah, meet me in the comment section if you don't think Monsters has the best.
So somebody square off with him, and then everybody else dogpile in the comments going fight.
I will. I'll channel Billy Zane from
F's
this
in chat
movie.
for Ty.
Yeah.
So then the speed chase going on. He's running out of gas, so he's like, "Okay, you have to do the spin around." Pulls his rifle out in true '90s fashion, just shooting the car until it bursts into flames. And it's very clear that Billy Zane is not just stone face. He ain't stopping.
He can't shake him.
Can't shake him. Can't shake Zane. And so he just he barely gets out of the car and just gets smashed into him and just car explosion galore. I mean, that's how
it's the 90s. It's the 90s. You got to explode.
Car go boom.
And if the car doesn't go boom, it's not the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
So then we get a quick glimpse. He looks down at his hand. We get our first mystery, the star tattoos on his hands moving around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was your thought at that point when that first came up? Did you try to solve the mystery yet? You're just like, it'll get told to me.
No, I was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, are they adding these tattoos? Or it kind of looked like they were like adding to them, but now they just moved. I still don't quite understand the tattoos, to be honest with you.
So it's 7 stars.
Yeah.
What constellation was it?
I don't know. Was it a constellation?
I don't think it was really a constellation.
Like one to me.
Well, the thing is, they keep moving around until they get into a circle.
Yeah, but there was one position that was like kind of the neutral position in their hand that looked like it was a constellation or something. The stars were in a.
I think Tyler.
I think any stars in a pattern is the definition of a constellation.
Stop it.
I think you're right.
Well, what I mean.
I don't
know.
Yeah,
I don't think it was. I don't know.
I don't think it was any particular constellation. If you find something, let me know.
Well, it would be at different positions at different times.
Yeah, because the point is they're eventually going to work their way into a circle. How he says at the end, we'll get to it, but he's like, I don't know how long, but just at the time you'll know because then you'll look down and see it.
Okay.
And then we see it. He's running down the street after this big car explosion. And did you notice the name of the town?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, Wormwood.
Wormwood. Why is that important?
Yeah, you know what Wormwood was? Tell him, Mike.
Wormwood is the stars that is mentioned in like the biblical times in days. The Wormwood stars.
Oh,
it's very biblical.
Revelations.
If you couldn't tell, this film heavily.
Yeah. That little splash of Christ allegory.
When do they start peppering that in?
With Wormwood, the town of Wormwood. You don't notice subtleties, Tyler.
No, I've blanked out every scene that doesn't have Billy Zane in it, so I don't know what. I don't even know. What at this point, I don't know what you're talking about.
Billy's dead, as far as I know, and I don't know what's going on.
The Crypt keepers in this movie. When that happened?
So he runs up. He's trying to steal this car, and then this kid's like, "Hey, sir, you trying to steal my daddy's car?"
Oh my God, was that the kid from later on?
Yeah. They do a really good job of it's a very closed world. You know what I mean? This could have been a TV show episode. They do a really good job of that. You can tell it's the same people that worked on the show because they kept that same formula where it's a small number of characters and we keep them all kind of enclosed. It had that TV show feel.
Yeah.
So then he runs away and then he runs into what's his name? Uncle Willie, the alcoholic.
Uncle Willie, the alcoholic.
Yeah, he sits down with him. So that's where we leave him. Uncle Willie. And then we come back to the crash scene. We got cops there now, and they're talking about the wreck. Like, there's no way anyone survived this and all that. And then who comes around, Tyler? You're back in the film now.
Oh, here comes Billy Zane wearing a cowboy hat and a trench coat, just looking like a badass, man. man. Like just
unscathed.
Hey, airbags, man.
Can't be scathed.
Oh my God, I loved the airbags line.
He's like, airbags are a hell of a thing.
It's just like a fucking blackened mess of twisted metal and fire.
He says it's like he's so goddamn charismatic that they're just like,
you just get the fucking flashlight on my face. Airbags are a hell of a thing. Like, I was chasing this guy. Did he get it? He got away. You need to help me find him.
Those cops at this point are just like, we'll believe anything this man says.
Yeah. And retroactively, that starts to make more and more sense as we learn more about what's going on, I guess. Yeah. Like, now that I think it.
Tyler's just surprised when he was walking up, they weren't just like, is that fucking Billy Zane? Or
let's do whatever he says.
So then we go back to our to Uncle Willie and what's his name? Fuck.
Breaker.
Breaker.
Yeah.
Breaker.
A very 90s hero. The 90s that the only hero of the 90s. Breaker.
And he's walking with Uncle Willie. He's taking him to the hotel. He's looking for a place to stay the night.
I love this set. I love the hotel set. They built the hotel in a airplane hangar. So this whole thing is a big set. Which I love that look too. Like I talk about it all the time. I miss just the way sets looked. Like I like the fake the fake sky and the unnatural light. Yeah, I love that look. Yeah. So they built it in a hangar so they were able to shoot 24/7 because it's all at night, so they could shoot anytime. You know, they didn't have to like, oh, we got to start shooting at fucking 9 p.m. Like, no, it's like you can shoot during the day and it's all.
Now tell them what they had to do before each take.
Before each take, because building an airplane hangar, airplane hangars are a favorite nesting spot for birds. Birds had nested in the hangar, so before every take, not shot, every take, they had to fire off a gunshot.
Whoa!
To scare and silence the birds.
To scare the birds, so they get their take.
Every fucking take. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, especially how many takes you send people through sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Only as many as are necessary, and then one more.
Yeah. Yes. Literally that.
So he gets into the hotel. He's trying to get bedded up for the night, and I think she like asked for ID or something. And he's like, I don't have any ID. She's like, well, you can't stay here without ID or something.
Well, who asked that? We got to introduce our people here.
Oh, geez.
You're looking at CCH Pounder, who's a bad ass in this movie.
I mean, she's able to shrug off quite some damage.
Yeah. She is. He's a fucking badass. We talked about Dick Miller earlier. Dick Miller, legend. Gremlins, Buckets of Blood, Small Soldiers. You think of a movie, he's probably in it. I met him a few years back at a convention. Oh. Super cool guy. He was like so old. I was like, probably shouldn't have been there, but he was there. His wife did a lot of the talking for him, but it was nice to meet him. I got his autograph and stuff. It was cool. But I met him a few years back. He's a legend. I mean, man, you see stuff that he's in, you're always shocked. Big Joe Dante put him in a lot of stuff, and like kind of carried over. Robert Zemeckis kind of put him in a lot of things as well. But he's an awesome dude.
From Gremlins, of course.
Yep, Gremlins. That's what I always remember from.
So he gets in there, gets introduced. I think he needs like ID or something, and she's like, I can't book you without an ID. He just gives her $100 bill. Like, all right, in that case, then.
Another, like that, the whole Dick Miller, CCH Pounder, stuff like that. Like, this is another thing I think is a carryover from these guys have worked on Tales from the Crypt, because they cast all character actors. It's all like recognizable that guy people, and that was very much Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt would always be like a bunch of people you've seen in other things that are just here. Like, you recognize them immediately. Like, oh, that's that guy from that. That's that girl from this. Yeah. And there was there. I mean, it was kind of the way they did things.
And we also get introduced to Jada here. She's just like cleaning up. She's basically just doing bitch work, really.
Yeah.
Just whatever she's told to do.
She belongs. The best use of her time.
I mean, we learned later that she's there on some kind of like work release or recovery or some bullshit.
Like something, in prison, and then
something like that. So that's why she's basically stuck there doing whatever she's told, because she fucking has to.
She got the same haircut that she Chris Rock got in trouble for pointing out. She had the same haircut fucking 25 years ago.
Get slapped, man. Look out, here it comes.
I'm gonna lock my door real quick.
You know what's crazy? Would you not having just seen the opening of this film and her character, would you not believe that is the exact same character that she's playing at the beginning of Scream 2?
Yeah.
Where she's just like bitching at everybody about everything. And she's like, I'm so busy. And they're like, yeah, you're clearly not doing anything. It's like, God damn, is that really all she ever did was just bark at people?
It is funny. Irene, like the first thing she was like, your gloves aren't even wet. So what are you cleaning the thing with?
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're cleaning so hard or you're busy with those clean gloves or something like that. Yeah, it's like she's clearly full of shit. And she cares about her fucking cat because of course she does.
Oh my God. I was over the cat.
Crazy fucking cat lady. Fresh from the start.
It's classic.
And no one could agree on what gender the cat was. It was a he at one point and a she at another point.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no one could agree on that.
Good Lord.
I'm going to resist making a joke about her kids.
Then we go back downstairs. There's just some kind of back and forth. We get the hooker lady talking to the mailman.
Oh yeah, mailman.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good character.
Holy shit.
I see, yeah.
Oh wow.
I thought he was a good character.
He was mostly harmless.
Yeah, I thought he was a good character. I don't know. It's a fun one.
He's a fun character. Just like then,
just his man has been just beaten down. He
reminds me a lot of man. He reminds me a lot of Casey from The Faculty. You know.
Yeah.
Very simpy.
Very Bridge.
I'm not rising to the bait. Not this October. I've made my case. They've heard it. If you haven't heard it, go check out our episode on The Faculty and go look in the comments section. I have made and defended my position.
Oh man.
So he gets bedded up for night. Jada showed him to his room, and we're just kind of seeing the other characters interact. That interaction really wasn't necessary. You could have cut some time out of the movie with that, right? I guess
they're just introducing all their characters.
Yeah, I guess also we need to know for later that he was a disgruntled mailman.
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job of setting up all the characters in this. It's like it's a quick scene, and they get all of it out of the way. Like it's after that, it's just like chaos at that point. So they do a good job of just getting all that shit out of the way. You don't have to later have a scene where the mailman sits down with her and tells her about his plight or anything like that. It's just all there, everything you need to know right here. Boom, get that out of the way, and then move on to the action stuff.
Yeah,
I think we only get like one exposition dump, but I think they did it in a good way.
I think it was good.
I think it was. And by the time that we got it, dear God, I felt like they held on to their.
They held that hand as long. You kind of felt as frustrated as. I mean, we were getting more clues than the rest of the characters were.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was a Tales from the Crypt thing or not. To you have to hold it to the last minute.
They a lot of times would.
Yeah,
that last commercial break kind of thing.
That to me is a preference thing, really.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah. So then we see Billy Zane. He's still riding around with the cops. He's just in the back seat they're trying to find this guy. So nothing much going on there. Then we come back and he's eating this slop. What was that slop he was eating?
I think it was pea soup. I think was it guac?
They made a guacamole.
I'm assuming because there was a guacamole reference earlier.
Yeah, I thought it was like pea soup. Maybe I don't know. Looked like pea soup to me, but it could be guac. Weird thing of a bowl of guac.
I can't remember the joke they made, but they made it sound like it was kind of an ambiguous thing anyway. Like the
Dick Miller says Dick Miller says it looked better when it was roadkill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, they kept it ambiguous enough, I suppose.
The joke was about cleaning sheets in the stain.
Yeah, and that's where the avocado joke came from. So and it looked kind of greenish. So it's like we're like avocado with ketchup.
Look gross. I think that was the point.
It's disgusting.
Like slop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's kind of meals Jada Pinkett Smith cooks up.
Yeah. Then the hooker girl is trying to pick up on the guy, like, hey, we can go upstairs, whatever, and all that.
Oh yeah, she's like, I will give you the AIDS.
Yeah, all the AIDS for you.
Shoot.
And then we finally see the cat jump on the table, and they're like, oh, and then what's her name?
Pussy off the table.
I love that. I love that.
Get that pussy off the table. She jumps right up, like, I meant the cat. Uh-huh.
I wish she wouldn't have said that I meant the cat and just left that as like the joke.
I know. Just let us
get that pussy off the cat and let both joke. I think that would have been funnier if she would have clarified.
Yeah.
And she has Jada go put her cat back outside because this is important because they don't know how the cat keeps getting in. She's like, I put it outside.
Yeah.
And then we get douche Baggerington that enters the scene for the hooker girl.
What was his name?
I thought we were watching George of the Jungle. I thought we were George of the Jungle all of a sudden.
Yeah. I know.
He was that 90s dude. He was a 90s dude.
And he does have that unfortunate face where it's like, you're just
He does. Shit. I love seeing him in things. I love seeing him in things, but it's like he's so hard to cast because it's like his voice and his demeanor is just like it's. I don't want to say unlikable because I like him, but it's like he doesn't play like a likable character very well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was funny as Lowell in Wings.
Yeah, he was good in Wings.
He played a lovable kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
He was funny.
I always liked that movie Upside Down. That was good with him, Paul Giamatti.
He's great in comedy. He's good in comics.
So. He was good in Tombstone for what little he was in it.
Yeah, what little he's there.
Wasn't very likable in that though.
Yeah, he gets around for I think his limitations. It's not anything on his end, but it's like he has a very like his voice is like and like his cadence. It's just like a certain thing I think works for him.
Bratty,
it's very bratty, very like surfer bro-ish kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like
I guess he could get into voice acting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I wonder why he hasn't.
Anyway,
so douchebag Rington, he comes in with the hooker girl. They kiss and they go upstairs, and there comes Simpy mailman with her sheets, sheets from downstairs. And
oh my God, that's right. He gave her the sheets before they.
Well, no, he didn't give them to her. He was holding on to them as they went upstairs, and and the other woman told him just like she was just like put him at the bottom of the steps. She's going to need clean sheets soon. Just really hammering it into him, poor guy.
I know.
He's just a broken man.
That's so uncomfortable.
And then at this point, I keep forgetting her name. What's her name? Black lady?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
No, other one.
Pounder.
Oh, Pounder.
CCH
Pounder.
The character's name.
Pounder. It's called Pounder.
Although I like Pounder too.
Pounder.
Now that you mention it.
That fits her. I think that fits her character. Pounder.
It does. Yeah.
She's a fucking pounder. She's a beast.
There we go. So Pounder,
character.
For whatever reason, she gets the idea to call the cops now on the guy. I can't remember exactly what happened for her to trigger that. I think she
didn't call the cops on him. They show up
because she called.
No, they were following.
Yeah, she picks up the phone and she calls.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, something suspicious must have.
This didn't have Billy Zane in it. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't know what the hell you guys talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
She picked up.
Guys, like if Billy Zane went in that scene, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
because I've been ad-libbing my reactions to this whole conversation.
Can we get
just a lot of woes and yes.
just get him with the Billy Zane.
Yeah, because when she calls and then we cut over to Billy Zane and the cops talking to where he tried to steal the car.
Right.
And then they get a call on the radio like, hey, we're getting a call over from the hotel that there's this guy over there and it might be the guy you're looking for or something.
Yeah.
So she called him, ratted him out for whatever reason. Something sus, I guess, happened.
Somebody got suspicious.
And then Billy's like, let's go, Sheriff. As he does.
Hops into the back.
And then we're just back at, I like how you know what? It's kind of back and forth, but I like how they're getting us there. They are trying to just get us to the action.
Right. Yeah. And get it to make sense enough.
I think it's a very tight script.
I like that.
I think it's a very tight script. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of like lull to it. It's like
no,
it's very efficient.
Once we get to know the characters, I wouldn't say there's any lull to it. It's kind
of the product of them pushing off that exposition till later.
Yeah. Right.
It's what we call in the biz efficient storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to explain anything.
A-B storytelling.
we get back and
all our information for two massive dumps and moving on.
That's all we need.
We get back and then everyone's awkwardly downstairs listening to the two upstairs having sex.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they're listening. If you put firecrackers in your ears, they left the goddamn door open.
Yeah, there's no TV anywhere in the middle of the desert. What else are you going to do? You got to entertain yourself somehow.
Yeah. Gee whiz.
And they're all just looking up, watching the chandelier, shaking around and everything.
Yeah, he was hammering home.
Somebody's getting a concussion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cops and Billy Zane walk in, and Billy Zane and other guy, Breaker. Billy Zane and Breaker make eye contact, and Breaker just picks up his butterfly knife, grabs Jada, and just holds it to her throat.
Yep.
And I was cheering for him to go for it. I was like, "You can do it!"
Just like the Emperor, do it.
Yeah.
Billy Zane, he knew it wasn't gonna happen. I like that.
Yeah, he's like, Sheriff, I know this man.
Yeah, he was just as calm as could be. He just said he ain't gonna kill her. He's not gonna harm her.
He's not gonna do it.
He's like, she's already one of us.
So they get him. He drops her. They get him down, get him in handcuffs, and he's telling the sheriff like, "Hey, give me that key out of his pocket."
Yeah,
but you got to dump all the shit out of it. He put some nasty stuff in it. You got to dump it out.
Dump it out first. Yeah,
and he won't touch the key. put it in the case for him.
I like how the cops are just like, he's like, give me back the thing you stole from me. And they're like, yeah, give him back his thing. What's the thing? And he doesn't answer them. And they just immediately go back to, yeah, give him his thing back.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you know he's not a drug dealer?
See, but I feel
he
like
never did flash a badge. It's just Billy Zane's charisma. They were just like, yeah, he's a cop. He said he was a cop.
Like
He's got to be a cop.
I feel like if we had known more about him a little bit more, or if they made it a little bit more obvious with the cops, what I think they were going for was that's his like supernatural persuasion, temptation stuff going on.
Yeah.
But it was too subtle, I think.
Breaker's like, he's not a cop. And they're like, hey, you son of a bitch, that's Billy Zane. He doesn't lie.
Billy Zane wouldn't do that.
You watch your fucking mouth. That's Billy Zane you're talking to.
Billy Zane right there. Jesus.
Well, Billy Zane, as we know, he is a demon. I don't know if you know that he's basically his demon is called a collector.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, in the credits.
It's not stated.
Yeah, I didn't think it was stated anywhere, but his demon is called a collector. You see 4 collectors throughout the entire film because it's kind of because that's kind of the idea is like that is like the final kill for the pass on. It's like you kill a collector and then the key gets passed on. Yep. So that's why you see the collector at the Jesus crucifixion. There's a collector there. And that's why Billy Zane's a collector. Then there's a collector at the World War section. World War. So you see 4 collectors throughout the whole thing. Just the 4th one didn't get killed.
So just like the protector, it's being passed down.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that.
It's a constant battle between the protectors and the collectors.
Yeah, protectors and collectors.
A little layer for you there, Eric. You missed it.
Yeah, no, that makes that helps a little bit with my brain.
And then it went to Jada and it became a Palpatine and a Skywalker. Skywalker Palpatine.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Ben, I mean, presumably since Bordello Blood, she doesn't have it in the sequel, so she lost it somewhere, so she failed.
That means
is she in Bordello Blood?
No, they're not direct sequels.
But they have the key.
Yeah, the key's just in the like they just use that prop.
Yeah, because
it's a prop.
Oh, so they don't even keep the protector collector thing.
No.
It's just a prop.
So she lost the key somewhere along the way because, as we know from this film, all the demons have the 6 other keys. So there's only one on Earth.
Wow.
So she lost it somewhere. If that makes you feel better, she was an incompetent protector.
She traded it for Will Smith.
Oof.
Well, it was the 90s. He's probably worth a lot more back then, though. I can see it being a fair trade.
Definitely is now.
She's not credited as Smith, so I don't know that they were.
No, they weren't married yet. No.
Yeah.
That
didn't happen until I think later in the 90s. I think.
Oh yeah.
So they're searching for the key, or Officer Bob is anyway.
Yeah.
And he only know what he's looking for, really. Do they?
He has no fucking idea.
He's just looking. He's like, he might have passed it and didn't even know.
Could have been cocaine for all he knew.
But for some reason, then he hears the 2 having sex. And finally, he walks in there with a car battery hooked to dude's nipples.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but what right does he have to be like, like that has nothing to do with his investigation.
Right.
Fuck off. Mind your own goddamn
he was clearly, kind of going over his power, just busting.
Everyone had to be downstairs.
There was no reason. Like, there was like, we found the guy, and he's like, I gotta go investigate upstairs.
Yeah, well, they told him the right room to look in, too. It's like, well, he might have hit it in there.
And he even acknowledges it. He goes, hey, I didn't find anything that was, related even tangentially to our case. But what I did find is this woman jumper clip.
Yeah, brings him downstairs.
Does that count?
No, Officer Bob. Go put him back.
With anything, you're in a fucking hotel.
But they had to be downstairs. This is the way to get them downstairs for plot point's sake, obviously. Everyone had to see what happens next.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Well, they finally find the key because Uncle Willie, he's like, hold on, I know where it is. I seen him stash it. Fucking narc.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking narc, kids.
Yeah. Don't be a narc and then turn into a prospector, apparently.
Yeah, don't do.
Is that how he sounds? What I done did see here underneath this here table.
That's pretty much how he was.
I think it's more like, hey, I know what he hid underneath the table.
Isn't he the one that has all the knowledge about the mines?
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
so he is a fucking prospector.
Well, it's been nigh on a
get off me,
fortnight
son.
since I done found a nugget of this here gold in these hills.
So then,
almost as on point as your Jack Nicholson.
So here's where your stars come in, Eric. I don't know how much you paid attention because we find the key and they pull the key out. Did you pay attention to the key design?
Yes, I did.
Because that's how the stars are lined up on there.
Right, except it was missing one in the design, right?
No, there's 7.
There's just 7.
There's 7,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 7. He goes on the whole thing about 7, 7, 7. All of everything 7.
Right.
So that was the idea. These stars are moving around in his hand into that circle constellation.
Right.
That is on the key. So that's like, this is the time because that's how you'll know. Essentially,
Stuff's lining up. That's what the tattoos.
Yeah,
is. It's not like related to like, okay, I had this encounter with this dude and now my tattoo changed. It was just like,
no, it's just
checking it and it's okay.
Yeah, it's just forever a moving clock until it lines up.
Okay, it's a clock. This, at least there's something to grab onto. Fair enough.
There's a Christ allegory. What more do you want?
Come on.
Stigmata.
Kind of on the palm. Yeah.
Stop.
Kind of there.
On the savior figure.
Fuck, they did do the thing where they show the nail going into his palm. And God damn it.
And there was a wound to the wrist on the guy from the World War. Yeah. The blood from him was from his chest. Yeah.
You're so upset.
Well, it makes sense.
He didn't mean to.
So then he's trying to have Willie give him the key into his case, have him pour the stuff out, and then, they get a call, and he's like, hold on a second, takes the key. It's like, that both those cars were stolen.
Yeah.
So now you're both under arrest.
Coming with us.
Yeah. And he's like, come on, Sheriff, we ain't really... Yeah. You know what? To Billy's credit, Ty, he did try to talk him out of taking him. He's like, you don't have to die right now.
He doesn't want to kill anyone. He's Billy Zane.
He doesn't. He's a good...
He's benevolent. He doesn't want to do any of this stuff.
Beat Rose in the Titanic. She was asking for it.
Exactly. Man can do no wrong. It's someone else's fault, always.
Yeah. I mean, he saved a kid in Titanic.
He's the victim.
He did.
Yeah,
he's a fucking hero.
How many people did you save from the Titanic?
Yeah.
I didn't save any.
How many people did Rose save?
Well, first of all, it wasn't even the real Titanic. Cult Talk Conspiracy can get into that. Yeah. So it doesn't even count.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, check that episode out.
It's all fake.
It's all fake. So, and then Billy's like, all right, we'll find out who you really are. He's like, why wait? Turn around, just punches the guy right through his fucking head.
Just through his fucking head. It's like, oh my God.
And I just love the whole time. They didn't, because they had to buy time for, Breaker to get all locked from his cuffs and everything. I just like the head got stuck. Yeah, he just stuck. He's just like, God damn it. And just try to get his head.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
And then we find out.
It worked tension,
Yeah. And then we find out like why, he couldn't touch the key. He wanted it poured out. And, he tackles Breaker down to the floor and Breaker just takes it and puts it to Billy's face. How could he, Tyler?
That's disgusting.
No fucking respect for Billy.
It's disgusting.
His reaction to that is interesting. Mm-hmm. He immediately leaps out of the vicinity.
Yes.
Well, I think, because
you gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there. Yeah, you gotta get out.
As soon as it touches, you gotta go. That was crazy.
You can't hesitate.
I think that's the idea. Is like, this is always ongoing because the protectors are as keen as the collectors, So it's like, he knows if he stays there, he's going to lose with that key around.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta get the fuck away.
Yeah.
And that's where we get enough of this cowboy shit.
It's like that old saying, hesitation killed the cat.
But I always got this. Yeah, I passed. I got the sense that the destruction of the eyes sent the demons back to hell, whereas the reason why he got out of there is because that thing could actually kill him.
Yeah, well, he says later on that the whole eye thing doesn't work on him because that only works on low tier demons.
Lower, yeah,
right. He's like, who makes these rules?
I like how he's like, I don't make the rules.
Kill him.
Right. Yeah. Which ended up. Well, I won't. Yeah.
And it's from this point on that Billy really starts shining, just like this cowboy shit.
Yep.
Oh my God. Right. That was great. Enough of this cowboy shit. I loved it.
All you gotta do is give me that fucking key.
Because that was really the first time we saw him with this.
Right. Because he's even in the car chase, he's just stone face chasing, smash. Then he has to act all professional for the sheriffs to be on his side. And
he goes a little bit more of a, he goes in Zane.
Oh my God.
We paused for that, Tyler, so you get that thought out.
Yeah. He went in Zane.
We did you a service and you did us a disservice.
We gave you valuable podcasting time, and the best you could do was eke out a squeaky fart.
I use it now. I was going to wait till later and ask if I wanted to rate the movie in Zane or out Zane. Held off. I blew my load early. I used it too early. I can't use it twice. So.
You just got piled on now and hope for the best.
I got out of the way early. You're welcome.
So Billy cuts his hand. He starts throwing the fluorescent goo everywhere.
Glow stick in there.
Glow stick stuff. They just broke open glow sticks for all that.
Oh, cool.
He was doing it in the shape of an upside down cross.
Yeah. Ben pointed that out. It was very side to side and forward and back.
He's doing the reverse of the Catholic crossing himself.
I mean, symbolism in this film?
Yeah.
I didn't catch any of it.
It's almost like a reverse Christ allegory.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I did.
Yeah, that was insane.
Fuck.
God damn it,
Such a
Tyler.
good one, Ty. I love it.
So then he grows these demons. What'd you think of the creature design here for the demons?
They looked like Pumpkinhead.
They did. Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So, yeah, like the effects. I think this was like had something to do with Pumpkinhead. I kept reading as something with Pumpkinhead because I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think somebody that worked on Pumpkinhead was tied to this.
Yeah, there was something with it.
That makes sense because they definitely did for sure.
Yeah,
but, I mean that's a good design. It's a good design.
Yeah, Creep.
It looks like it was a screenwriter from Pumpkinhead did had at least drafted the script at some point.
Maybe it was a nod. Maybe it was a nod to their.
We're gonna have to do Pumpkinhead sometime. That's a good one.
Oh, definitely.
We have too many. We're we're done after this.
We just have so many Cultobers to fill in our future. That's
we do.
all. It's a lot of good movies and bad movies to cover in our future.
Looking forward to looking back at this in 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he gets all these demons growing and everything, and basically it just all balls out at this point. Just demons everywhere. Yep. This is where we start learning if you shoot them in the eyes, they just electrify out their eyes when they die and all that.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure you stay out of the way of that also because they'll fucking hurt you also.
I liked that about them. Like, okay, yeah, it's got a weak spot, a video game like kind of kill spot, but then there's like a backlash to it that could really hurt you.
Well, that's just the power of a soul,
Yeah,
yep.
Power of a soul.
Yeah, because it almost kills the mailman like later.
Yeah, because that's where a douche guy and hooker girl go run outside, and the mailman goes try to save him, and keeps shooting in the head, and he's like, shoot him in the eyes. Yeah, and he finally shoots him in the eye and just knocks him back and knocks him out cold too.
On his chest.
So it's not quite enough, so it's not horrible if it does hit you because apparently you won't die, even a direct hit to the chest.
Right.
But it is going to, you're going to be incapacitated for a little bit.
Right.
So it's not the end of the world, but not ideal.
Yeah, definitely going to knock you off your feet.
But in the middle of this, we learn that Breaker, he takes the key, pops it open, and pours a little bit of blood at the windows, the door seal, creates this barrier, and the demons can't come through it.
Yep.
Even Billy can't even come through it.
Yeah, that's right. He's kind of trying to force his. You can see that he's able to kind of try more than the other demons are and kind of bulge inward, but it doesn't like. So they already let you know it's like it's kind of fallible, but it's like still holding him back.
Well, even the lower level demon tried. Like, let me make sure, and it gets them. I think. Yeah. I think they only showed Billy because they only have him like do that once where he kind of steps into it. Yeah. I think that was just to get the point across. Like, yeah, he can't come through either.
Right.
I think that's all that was. Like, this is all powerful, so he can't even come through.
Well, the one gets pushed through, right, and it like cuts it into pieces.
Yeah, it just fucking destroys him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It cuts it one in half. So
yeah, they do that a couple times.
Yeah,
they do it a couple times where they just force it through, just fucking kills them.
Yeah,
but I think they only did it once for Billy just to get the point across. Like, okay, even a high level collector can't even get through this.
It's right. Absolute, except for when it isn't.
Yeah.
When is it not?
It's poppable. It's poppable.
Yeah, for some reason, it's poppable.
Yeah, I found that weird too. we'll get to it. That is a fucking like okay, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever helps push this.
I guess.
No, not okay, sure. That was fucking. That was the one and only time that I was like, this is fucking dumb.
So then he goes upstairs. He's trying to lock down the whole house with indestructible barriers.
Yeah.
And then we start seeing, we get a little clue of something when he gets lightning strikes through the window and he sees like a cross, and then he gets like this flashback to the time that Christ was hung on the cross and everything.
The crucifixion.
Yeah. And we see this guy kind of running around. He's already running away from something at that point, right?
Yeah.
Because the demon kind of pops up and basically it's like the final day sort of thing.
But yeah, a little jump scare.
Which we presume that, well, not presume, that is the first time one of the keys get filled with Christ's blood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because that's like the because seems to be the idea. Every time this key gets passed on, all that memory gets thrown with you too, is the idea.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you get the history as well.
Yeah.
Which, boy, talk about efficient storytelling. That'd be a great way just to dump a bunch of knowledge. Like, here, just suffer for 30 seconds.
That's how you do it.
Genetic memory can be a hell of a thing if you can use it.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Like Game of Thrones did a similar thing, and in the series, it's kind of like, okay. I don't know. Yeah. It simultaneously can make things like too powerful or too little. Like you run into problems as far as like, what are they supposed to know at this point? Like, you know everything. You kind of, why do you have plot?
So like this, this movie is a good example of that because your character Breaker starts making mistakes that a character with his knowledge just shouldn't be making. If you can tell whether or not somebody is or isn't possessed by putting that the key against their skin, why is it a question whether somebody in your group is possessed or not?
Because you know,
could just doing that little check.
He checks the fucking cat, and then he checks one person one time, and then the rest of them he's like, be on the lookout in case you're possessed. I'm like, you have the thing to check, dude.
You are the one with this power. Why are you telling us to do it?
Like it's almost like it should have just been like a relatively new person, and then like play it like he's still processing all the memories. Or
like have like the Breaker character die at the car wreck and just pass it on to this person that's like not.
Yeah,
but no, he's old as fuck. He's been at this for a while.
Yeah, he's just like he knows too much to make.
Yeah, we get that later. So anyway, he gets the whole place locked down, and now everyone's just kind of chilling, looking out the windows, watching the demons run around the place. I assume. Yeah, Breaker has a sit down with Jada. They kind of talking like, you know, I knew you were a good guy. I had this feeling.
Oh yeah, she's like, I knew you weren't gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I knew you weren't gonna hurt me. They go and
says, and I knew you weren't human.
Yep. And they all just congregate downstairs. They go put the sheriff's body away with the head and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
She's gonna need a snack later.
And we already start sowing the seeds of what's nipple clamp guy? Nipple clamp guy starts he's already talking about like just give them what they want, you know.
Yeah, he's fairly certain that they just give him.
At no stage did you ever think he was going to be a good guy.
Right. Yeah, they made sure of that, didn't they? Yeah.
I've never understood that thought process. It's like, so like I understand screwing over humans for other humans, but it's like now you're dealing with extra dimensional entities that just want you to suffer. Why are you siding with them? It's like, just give them what they want. It's like,
nope.
For you to go to hell? Like, how does that improve your situation exactly?
Billy Zane's there.
This little quiet voice in the corner.
Doesn't look too bad to me.
Great.
Hang out with Billy Zane all day. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, I'll go lick his boots. That's fine. So yeah, and he comes in and he sees the cat came in. He's like, he chases Jada all around the table trying to get to the cat. Like, give me that goddamn cat. And he makes
protect cat.
Just shoot her.
While the other, what do we call her? She's loading the shotgun, just getting everything.
Pounder.
And then they try. The cat gets away because he still hasn't checked the cat yet. So he's chasing the cat. And they go down the basement. And they're searching around for the cat. And then the mailman and douchebagger can have a back and forth about over the hooker girl. Right. So just a lot of these little things going on, little all separate
things. Yeah.
What do you think of hooker girl?
She's all right.
She was interesting. She made sense. They all kind of made sense. It's like they all have like this secret desire that needs to be played off of, right? You know, that the demon can use against them. So she was interesting enough. I thought she was going to be more of a main character than what she was. I didn't realize that they were like, well, initially anyway. Then I realized it's like, oh, you're the horror movie like slutty trope.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question I have.
Horror movie. Sorry.
Yeah, the question I have, it comes a little in my mind. Just try to watch it with like kind of a fresh eye because, like, you know, trying to do that. This be good for you guys. At any point did you imagine who was going to be the saving hero in this?
I thought it was pretty obvious when they started introducing. I was like, yeah, it's going to be Jada's character. She already had that like flawed, kind of thing.
I caught on about halfway. I think I caught on about halfway.
I mean, I was just looking like there's no one else that like they really developed as being like.
No.
I mean, it's like, you know, it wasn't surely it wasn't be Dick Miller. Maybe hooker woman. Maybe it could have been like a thing, but I think they they tramped her up too much at the beginning. I feel like, you know, like made her too dumb, and she fucked Thomas Haden Church.
The first person to get a key was a thief.
True.
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing. They're all just kind of imperfect people.
Could have been like a horror, like a Mary Magdalene kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because even Jada's character, she's, you know, been to prison. You know,
right. I feel like it was pretty obvious it was her. Like I don't know. I don't know. It would have been the mailman. Maybe he had like a weird turn where he's all of a sudden the hero.
I thought the only time it could probably send anyone for like a questioning loop is like when the kid came into play.
Yeah,
it's like maybe it's the kid.
I was like, what the fuck is that kid even doing?
Well, the kid didn't really count because he wasn't there when the circle, like, kind of when, you know, Breaker says, you know, later, I wasn't sure you guys were in any danger because there was only the 5 of you, and then 2 cops showed up, and that made 7.
Yep.
And the kid didn't come until later, so I wasn't.
Yeah, which is, bravo for you. It's like, oh, I thought we'd be safe, just the 5 of us. What are the chances of 2 other people showing up at this hotel?
As long as 2 more people don't show up, we're fine.
We're fine.
It's worked with him for a few decades. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't happen often.
Right. So most of everyone's downstairs looking for the cat, and upstairs, douchebag and hooker girl there. He's kind of laying out. It's like, hey, let's just get that key and give it up to him. Let's get out of here. And she's just not really about it. And this is where we start getting the idea that Billy can kind of get into people's minds. Because, we see a hand coming up and touch her on the shoulder, and she turns and no one's there. But then she hears Billy in her brain talking. And
which is just amazing because he's just...
Yeah, that was cool.
And
I like the dryness.
Up and chewing scenery.
Yeah, I like the dryness they gave. They didn't make it like wavy or, distant. Like it was like a worm in your ear. Like,
yeah,
it was like directly here.
It's like ASMR. It was like an ASMR thing. Like,
really? I mean, it felt like it was right in your ear. You're right. And then it was cool seeing him at a distance and hearing him still just right there in your ear. That
he's not even talking. He's because he's like up, like rubbing on the girl's face, but not really touching her. But you see things happening to her and stuff.
Wiping her tear away, even though he wasn't touching her.
Yeah.
From
the male.
distance.
So this is where I find and this basically gets the idea. It's like if you let him get in, he possesses you. Then is the idea.
Yeah.
Because then mailman comes in. Yeah. Because the mailman comes in and he's talking to her, and then she's acting all weird, and she's going to have sex with mailman and all that, and then she ends up killing him.
Yeah.
Which when they hear like the screams, they run up to the hotel and the room, and the door is just like banging, like someone's trying to get out. And they open the door, and she just like eating them on the bed. Like there's no one at the door.
Nowhere near the door.
Yeah.
Now, I thought it was interesting. They killed him, but they still made him give in to his I guess it wasn't his temptation, right? He had a darker secret than that, but
he gave in to his desire.
Yeah, he gave in to his desire for her. Yeah. So I thought that was still, the demon is still super cruel about that. He's like, I'm going to break you first, then I'll kill you.
And the demon designs they do for anyone that gets possessed, Jesus.
Yeah.
They're just over
they're
this.
good. They're good.
And gross. They're so gooey.
And they all,
yeah.
And he because he gets a shotgun and he shoots the girl. Well, first, Pounder gets her arm ripped off.
Oh my God.
Which is one of the least consequential things in this entire movie.
Right. Oh my God.
Well, she's a badass. What are you going to do?
I mean, I'm not denying that, but I mean, you would think that getting your arm ripped off would somewhat impose limitations on you as a character.
Which it did. She couldn't flip off Billy.
She did. You just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Although, how funny would it have been if the hand would have retracted and middle finger?
Oh, I wish it would have. I really do. I wish it would have. Even if it was the demon just making fun of her.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been.
She'd have been like, "This is me flipping you off." He could have been like, "Oh,
like this?" Yeah. Yeah. No, that would have been great.
Billy would never.
Yeah, she just gets her fucking arm twisted right off. Now, while the protector is choking the guy, it's like, why don't you just rip his head off? If you could do that to an arm, surely.
Yeah, because she's sitting there strangling and just struggling to kill Breaker.
Yeah, we're really struggling here, but you could just peel this arm right off of the rest of the arm. But
listen, we're going to start saying some plot holes.
I know.
This ain't the movie. This ain't the movie for that kind of dissection.
Save that for something more highbrow, okay?
Yeah,
jeez.
Things Killing 3.
Yeah.
The best trilogy of our time. And this is where we get the kind of point across, you must shoot the eyes, because he shoots the back of the girl's head and her eyes go to the ground, but her body's still running, so he shoots the eyes and the eyes explode.
Yeah, because the eyes were there, you see them, they're intact at first, so you have to destroy them. Yeah, and the body stops.
Yep, and then douchebag's trying to get the key from the guy, and he's like, he'll fucking shoot him. He'll shoot the douchebag.
Yep, gun standoff, I'll fucking kill you.
And then they go downstairs, go back down to the basement. We get another flashback to Jesus Christ and the nails, because he's hammering the wall, trying to get into the tunnels.
Yeah, and I think then we start getting the detail of okay, the blood.
Yeah, we start getting us as the audience start getting a better idea anyway, what's going on.
Right.
These characters still have no fucking clue, just demons.
You're so right. They have no idea.
So then he finally bursts down the wall, and they're getting into the tunnel, and our prospector starts leading the way. Prospector Willie.
Uncle Willie.
Uncle Willie. Yes, look at you, Uncle Willie. I like that line.
And boy.
You look like you have a thought, Eric.
Let it out.
I mean,
Get it out.
I was going to bring up, like, there's a bunch of debate about whether or not they should leave, but I'm like, does that ultimately matter?
No, not at all.
No.
They all go, and then they come back.
Yeah, I think it's more just so it show that there's like no way out kind of thing.
Right.
Further.
Yeah, the walls are closing in. You're right.
Yeah, like, because like, why are they so against just like sit tight? Just
I know. It's like just
every time you tried to do anything outside of that,
you literally go to a bathroom that has one doorway in and just seal it up and just sit there.
And he keeps saying that all they have to do is make it through the night.
But for every time they try to do something outside of that plan, some shit happens.
Yeah, and they keep kind of splitting up for different reasons.
It's just like, if you'll just sit in a room, kumbaya out for a minute.
And he keeps not testing to see if anybody's possessed when they come back.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well, this isn't the thing. You don't think they're assimilated at all times.
Yeah. They keep having to check this or that. And then this is where he starts because like Ben said, they end up in the tunnels and back. And then more of them get subjected to the like temptation.
Yeah. What I don't understand the tunnels is, we find the kid down there with his parents that have been turned into demons. What the fuck are they doing in the mines to begin with? How did they get there?
Who, the parents?
The parents and the kid.
Well, it sounds like, he says these mines, Willie says they run all through the town. So
get them back to town.
Maybe they just like ran there, like, those demons fucking showed up at wherever they were at and they try to take refuge in the mines. I don't know.
I
mean, that's why that's what I think.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe they surround their house like they did here and just they're like, fucking, let's get the hell out of here. Let's take the mines.
Proven wrong, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what makes sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then they get, because he, and this is where we get our other plot hole, because he did, before they went to the mines, he did the drop of blood. So I think he was already thinking, it's like, if we have to run back through, we'll be fine because we'll get past this point.
Yeah.
He's like, they can't get past that. And then douchebag takes the shotgun and bursts a bubble.
Oh, yeah.
That was so
caused
stupid.
The mine to explode. Yeah. It caused the barrier to explode. The bubble popped.
So can people not walk like I don't understand.
Why did
he couldn't even get to a point. He's just like, God damn it. Just fucking how?
I don't understand how this barrier works anymore. Can they go through it? Can they not go through it? If they do go through it, does it kill them? Can humans go through it? If they can go through it, why can they go through it, but a shotgun blast cannot go through it? Can the pistol shot go through it, but not a shotgun shot? Like, what the fuck? What's the point of putting it on the bus at the end? Spoiler alert, if people walking through it breaks it. Like, I don't understand what the rules of this thing are.
Well, people walking through doesn't bother it because he said they're fine if they're jumping through.
Why does the shotgun pellets break it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is the thing. It's like, why did that break it? Because and they knew it too.
And then why did Breaker not tell anybody that, oh, by the way, don't shoot through this?
Yeah.
Like, that was the one point in this film where they're just like, fuck it. We don't have to explain nothing.
The barrier's broken now.
Yep.
That
Curse smash.
I was just floored by that.
Like, that was one. So I looked at this and I promise I won't keep like picking apart like plot holes like crazy where they could have done this or could have done that. But like the temptation tool to these guys is right there. That could have been a nice, like, quick, like, oh, just, come at me, bro, or something like that. Like, it's just like it, like, even that using that, like, desire to fight them, like, cause them to charge through it and smear the blood or something. Or I don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing. Just trying to figure out how to burst that bubble in any other way.
Yeah. Well, a person sabotaging it, but, not stupidly. Just get them to, how hard would it be to tempt them quickly to, like, fight it? We've seen them doing all this weird shit with the cops' minds and stuff, like getting them to pursue something they don't even know what it is. Just get them to like walk over the line in a way that smears it or uses. I don't know. I'll stop.
But also, luckily earlier when the key got flung across the floor, a little bit poured at the top of the steps.
Oh yeah.
So there's a barrier there.
Yep.
Because they all get ran out of the basement. They run upstairs and they run all the way up, and they're stuck upstairs because all the demons are inside now and they're downstairs there.
Yep.
And they're
demoning about.
They do demon things, and this is where Breaker's like, all right, let's see if this fucking kid's a demon.
Yeah, he finally decides to actually check somebody.
Yeah.
Well, his parents were demons, so of course he would check him, Ben. God.
Why wouldn't you check all the other people that have split up and gone other places?
Well, they're obviously not demons.
Why? How?
Because they've been there the whole time.
Oh, wait. No, he hasn't seen all of them the whole time. Like, I'm just being.
And after that, I mean, they're running low on bullets, and they're just going over their situation real quick, and then we get another flashback to World War I, where Breaker's getting the key.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep, we can see the origin of him getting the key.
Yeah, we basically see how he got past at him. So that's painting us for later. It's like when he passes on, this is what this is basically what it's setting up.
Yeah,
and then he sees the stars on his hands and just a non-constellations. Is like, what the fuck? He's like,
yeah, what's going on? I've got glowing tattoos for a second, and now there's stars.
And then everyone's pressuring him for the explanation. Now he's like, and really like, okay, so he is, after he gives the whole explanation, it's like, before God created, light and the darkness, there was these demons and they were there. And when he created light, they scattered and all that. Basically, after he laid out this whole story on them, would you want to know it? Would you feel happier knowing?
Yes, 100%.
Because he asked, I was like, are you happy now? Are you glad that you know?
I want to know what kind of game I'm playing. What am I fighting? Yes, I want all the information you can give me. Give me.
And I'm a big why guy. I want to know why. Yeah. So why are they here? Why are they after us? Why? And
you kind of see it gave mixed feelings across the people.
Yeah.
It liberated a couple. I'm like, okay, we are fighting for a thing.
We know what this is for. There's some purpose. We know.
But douchebag guy, he's just like, why the fuck are we doing this? Don't give it to him.
The end of existence.
Everything you know, just literally everything you know.
Yeah. This is the last key that they need, guys. We are the back line.
Yeah, we are the last
stand.
Last defense.
But it was back in 1917. So, like, what is that? The First World War?
Yep.
Yeah,
World War
that was the First World War. And did you notice? So, we didn't talk about the process yet for how it gets passed on, so I won't.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you notice? Because the new protectors also get their blood poured into the vial, and that one was a wound to the wrist.
Yeah, because that's
like, yeah.
Well, his comes from the chest, I think, right?
It does, but there's also that's another stigmata wound is to the chest.
Oh,
the spear.
Yeah,
because that's even what he says. Because they're like, is that blood in there? Christ, like some of it.
Some of it. Yeah.
So at what point do you lose Christ blood in it?
Well, the way Jada's using it at the end, probably about the 13th or 14th hour.
Yeah, I don't know how much
she's spritzing it on like it's Chanel No. 5 before she goes on a date.
Hey, it worked out for her though.
Yeah,
kept that thing off the fucking bus.
Glowy and spready. Maybe the Christiness of it is kind of like the.
I wonder if they're able to
bread and the fish on the hill.
I wonder if they're able to refill it. Like they were just like, oh, we're no low, like little prick on the wrist.
Well, it doesn't.
There's in there from the previous person. I don't.
Yeah, I think so because even he was getting at he was running out.
Yeah,
so he can't just refill it.
No,
I think it is like part of the pass on process.
Yeah, you have to die and pass it on.
Yeah,
so if you use that shit up too quick.
Yeah, but again, I wonder if that's still like kind of like, is it just running out because he's getting close to passing it on, or
Well, I mean, so theoretically, they would kind of run tangentially, right? Because the more you're using it, the closer to danger you get, the more likelihood of you dying and needing to pass it on.
Yeah, I guess you have no reason to use it otherwise.
For that too,
yeah. So it's not necessarily,
but it could also be the like meant to be kind of angle.
Well,
too.
Sure, if you're going to throw God into it,
right?
There's the aspect of fate and all that.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, Tyler, we're about to get a good dose of Billy. So you're back in the film now. Baby. You know what's going on.
Oh, baby. Yeah. That where are we at right now with the...
So where they're looking around places to try and find whatever, just looking. And Jay's looking under the bed and then she comes up and then she enters the whole hallucination that Billy's sending her through.
Which I like. That reminded me of like a commercial you'd seen in the 90s for like cologne or maybe like sneakers. It was like very 90s, the little like flashback. Like it was such like a 90s perfume commercial.
Yeah. The music was interesting.
Oh,
Does he?
It did not seem to fit.
I thought it fitted. I thought it fit the like vibe they were going for. So I think that was
scene. Yeah,
because I think that's what they were going for. Is for it because like he's telling her like you can see the world. I think he's like trying to play to like her vanity, and he's like setting her in this like very like I don't know like it's a 90s perfume commercial.
And this bitch spits in Billy's face.
Oh, that was so gross.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Can't believe
his face, turned him down.
So now we have the question like, did she get turned like the last girl girl. He didn't try to like possess a guy at any point, did he?
Willie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Willie,
That's right.
The kid.
Yeah, there was all the gratuitous boobs and alcohol in his scene.
Yep.
Right.
Uncle Willie.
Which happens after, right? Like he Breaker gets her out of her possession thing, right?
Yep.
Well, she just walks out of the room.
Does she?
We don't know if she's like actually possessed or not because she's just kind of blank staring, walking.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's her just emotion.
Oh, okay.
She's not yelling at people.
Yeah, well, so we have no idea like if she's actually possessed or not right now.
They do leave that ambiguous for a minute.
Oh, that's what they're looking for. They lost the fucking kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
the kid ran away during story time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
the kid was like this.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, where the fuck did that kid go?
Why the hell is this kid even in the story?
I don't know. Yeah,
there's no point to him whatsoever.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
So they find the kid, then fuck her name.
Jada Pinkett.
She goes Pounder. She goes upstairs and you're like, hey, I found the kid. I bet you did. We found you by smelling you or something like that because he was drinking a bottle of vodka.
They find the mailman's stash. The mailman was planning on going and shooting up or blowing up the postal office.
Yeah, because he had no fucking bullets.
Yeah, so I guess he was going to use the guns as like an intimidation thing, then fucking blow.
He had grenades.
Grenades.
There was a little bit that I like because they're looking down at the demons in the lobby and douchebag spits down on them and they do like the air rush back up.
I liked that too. I thought that was pretty neat.
They don't like that.
Yeah, it was like they were spitting.
That line though was so.
Oh, what did he say? I don't remember.
What Ty said, he goes,
hey, they hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they hate that. It's like,
in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's like, thanks.
But that was cool. I liked that little,
And then
it at least shows that they're not completely mindless.
Right.
So then we run into the real highlight of the film, all the tits of Uncle Willie seeing.
Uncle Willie.
Oh, yeah.
So we were watching with our friend Jeff, and you know what he said about that? I like what he said. He goes, you know what I like about this scene is it proves that Willie is a simple man.
Very simple desires.
Very.
Just booze and booze.
I told Tyler we need to look up all those girls and see what they're doing these days because I'm sure they flourish after this. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Best conversation of their life.
So he's hallucinating with all these tits and alcohol, and the kid's just sitting there saying like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
He is watching them just like it's like, "Ooh, don't turn around, Uncle Willie."
And then we get a Billy Zane bartender with a cigar.
Yeah,
it is kind of like he's putting him in a different movie each time. Isn't
nice long one
kind of setting. Yeah.
Long stiff one.
Long stiff one.
And it was at this point I questioned Tyler. It doesn't match up at all. But I was thinking like, because everything was 7. I was like, is he going at them with like the 7 deadly sins and everything too?
For that too.
But it doesn't quite follow through. When you try to think
kind of got like maybe like you probably get like lust, the hooker, maybe vanity or pride with Jada Pinkett.
I guess wanted love.
That's
more
lust, love, whatever.
Maybe envy. I wouldn't say the hooker's sin was lust per se. Even though
it wasn't lustful.
Possible. She just can't get enough affection.
I would say because
you would have to reach really far to make it to make the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, I don't think they did
you
that.
didn't attempt all 7 of them.
No, that's true.
That would have been cool. Like that would have been kind of but it would have been like one of those things where it made it kind of gimmicky.
Kind of played itself out pretty quick unless you did it right.
Yeah.
Well, what was it like?
Kind of hinted at it.
Fuck, what's the movie that did it right though? What's in the box? Yeah, 7.
7, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not comparable to.
Yeah, and 7 was like in their face. Like it was like this is what's happening. Like it wasn't like trying to be like
the punishment for the temptation.
Yeah, it wasn't like trying to make it subtle.
Well, it was the punishment for the sin, not even the temptation.
The sin. Yeah.
And I would say it's kind of the way he's getting them possessed is with like not going through him. But it's just how he tries to possess them is with the 7 deadly sins, just whichever one he's trying to use.
Right.
That is true. Yeah,
and that point though, I don't know how he gets the kid. Like, what is the kid's deadly sin? Just
that's a good
sloth, I guess. I don't.
Boobs.
Tattletale
Shows him boobs.
Fucking narc.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that's why they didn't show it. They didn't have a good, compelling way.
Just kind of happens.
But Willie gets turned into a pretty fucking gnarly demon.
Oh yeah, that was one of the cooler looking ones, really.
Yeah, I thought all the demons were pretty decent looking.
They were, yeah.
Yeah, he turns into a demon.
I'll just say if I ever get turned into a demon, I want it to be at least the way that Willie gets it. All these tits.
That way, yeah.
That's a good way to get turn into a demon?
Now, does Breaker behead? Breaker beheads the Willie, or was it Jada who beheads Willie?
Breaker does.
Breaker beheads Willie, and then the kid picks up the head and shoves it on the antlers.
Yes.
Oh yeah, to put out the eyes.
Which is weird. Like they should have had Jada do it, like just to kind of like further.
Well,
show
Jada was
her, like,
she was stuck with like flashbacks of like seeing from where Billy was trying to possess her. She had the image of Breaker getting eaten by the demons and everything, so she was dealing with like some flashbacks and stuff.
Not to mention, you got to give the kid something.
Yeah,
gotta have him in there, I guess.
Yeah,
and that's why I kind of thought
it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, that's what kind of made me think of a point.
Definitely shouldn't have had him in there.
Yeah, because that would have been a cooler. I feel like like something for Jada's character to like, you know, her like take initiative and kill a demon. You know what I mean? Like, that'd been good for her character. But
and that's what I was thinking. Like, this will probably start swaying people. Like, maybe the kid is the person or something. Like the guy, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Maybe that starts.
It was a weird choice to have the kid finish off Willie. I feel like because Jada too, like, you know, like she has the whole thing where she liked, you know, she liked Willie. You know, they had like the little banter and stuff. Like that could have been like a good part of her character. Just like kind of she has to like kill him.
Decision making moment.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Then we might be tempted to like her, and that's dangerous.
Now, like the beheaded head. Wow, that's a sentence. On the ground doesn't look like Willie anymore, in my opinion.
Kind of like in Jaws.
No, not so much. Yeah.
And the kid does just pick it up, slams on the antlers, and it throws him backwards.
Yep. I thought it killed the kid, but
you were hoping.
Looks like it every time. It looks like it.
It's violent every time it does. Every time it happens, it's like definitely kill you.
Yeah, but I liked that about the monsters, where it's just like so dangerous to kill them.
Yep.
I like that.
It's like one last thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like then what happens next is the
while all this is going on,
the twist none of us saw coming.
The douchebag, he stole the key, or we seen him steal the key.
That's
we forgot to mention
when he finally told him the story.
This the guy you've been calling douchebag the whole movie?
Nipple clamps.
Clamps.
Who have you been calling douchebag?
No, I didn't. Not this guy. I thought he was pretty solid. I thought he was a pretty trustworthy dude.
He was second to Billy Zane.
Yeah, up until this point, I thought he was going to be the protagonist.
So then
he betrays him, and it has one of the best bits in the movie with Billy Zane dispensing a sponge out of his mouth, which it looks cool every time. It just cracks me up because it's like
that was so funny.
And then he gets it pulled out, he's just like, just.
Yep. Yeah, I love a whole banter of him, like, you know, as he's like, you know, he's convincing Thomas Haden Church to do it. Like he keeps looking back at demons, like, you know, like we got it. He's doing it, like, yeah, like he's talking to them like over his shoulder.
Because Tyler even liked the bit, like he's singing around trying to say, "Anybody home? Hello,
yeah,
want to come out and play?" And then the arrow comes and spikes through his skull. He's like, guess not. Then just falls down to the ground.
But before that happens, though, he, like, you know, he's very convincing. Thomas Haden Church, like, you know, you seem like a pretty good guy. He's like, you don't seem so bad yourself. You know, he has like that Michael Keaton Beetlejuice energy with him.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
He's like, you don't seem so bad yourself.
He's just shaking his hand like, you're not so bad yourself.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you know, this whole end of the world business doesn't seem, you know, that bad. And you do me a favor and make sure you kill Breaker. And as Thomas Haden Church is leaving, he's like, oh, you know, one more thing. I lied. Fucking demons rip my apart.
They just set into him, fucking blender him.
Yeah, then he runs upstairs and does the whole anyone home, and then gets shot in the eye with the arrow. I love that. He's like, nope, guess not. Falls. But now we're left with Pounder, the deputy.
She's getting laced up.
Got a grenade necklace on.
Grenade necklace on, and Officer Bob, he's just, you know, being the last stand hero.
They do the aliens thing, like this is like from Aliens is what this is from.
What?
That's from Aliens. That the whole thing with Bob and Pounder. That's from Aliens. That's Vasquez and what's his name in the vent.
So right.
That's what that is. That is exactly what that is. That.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's
Vasquez and Gorman in the vents
being made.
Yeah, because they didn't have to. Okay. Like the deputy's perfectly, like he's perfectly fine. Like he's not wounded. Like no, he was just kind of like
time to run.
He was just kind of like I'm done. He was kind of like, that's fucking.
I'm really tired and overweight.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not running.
I'm not going up the stairs.
Yeah, pull the pins. Yeah, pull the fucking pins.
He's like, yeah, I would have had trouble with the ladder too with my arm the way it is. Jesus.
Did you talk about Pounder getting tempted? The really quick shot of
no, I forgot to talk about Pounder. Oh, fuck.
That was a good temptation.
Yeah, because he's trying to turn Pounder and trying to get her on his Billy's trying to get her on his side.
His arm.
Here's your arm back. You could have your arm. And she puts a little stub up and she's like, oh, is that a yes? Like, no, it's me giving you the finger, asshole.
and he takes the hint. Like, he doesn't like, he's like, I'll be right back. He doesn't argue. He doesn't do anything. He's like, all right.
He's like, well, I'm not getting anywhere here. Bye.
So that leaves us with the kid.
Yeah, when the Jada fucking explosion goes off, the kid just looks over his shoulder and just like, goes back to reading his fucking comic book.
Yeah, that kid is just brain dead, I think. I don't know. Like, there's something with that kid. That kid isn't right from the beginning.
He served one purpose, is to yell at Breaker for trying to steal his dad's truck.
Right? Like, yep, that's it. That's all he did. That's all he did that was useful. Yeah, show up as a...
he had like no purpose. I don't know. Like, I don't...
His purpose is coming. He's...
But, I think. Yeah, we get up. We're in the little steeple. They have one drop of blood left, is what he sells. Enough blood to
for one more barriers.
One more barrier. Yeah.
So what he does, he pours it on her, and then she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Takes it off her, and then she puts it to the seal. But they never established it. I don't think it was established anywhere that only protectors could make that seal happen. Because after she took it off her arm and put it on there, and the seal happened, he was like, "Oh, you are the one," because she was able to do it. For some reason.
Would make sense because they spilled it at the top of the staircase earlier, and that wasn't him.
Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah,
was it her?
No, I think it was. I think it was. It may have been her. I think it was more of the like him test to see what she would do with it. It's like he pours the blood on her, so that makes her protected, right? Or would that?
I think
it kind of protects you, but he just kind of poured it on her, and then after he's seen her take it off and put it to the seal, then it triggered something in him. Is like, you're the one. Yeah. Well, that's what he tells her.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like a thing like, well, you're using the blood to save, but it's like, no, she's just using the blood to save her ass. She doesn't know how it works.
No.
But
and the kid gets demonified, and he has this crazy ass long gross looking tongue, and
puts it into Breaker. And Jada Smith pisses me off in this because she does nothing.
Well, she jumped up and kicked the kid. She jumped up and kicked the kid out the window
after he already killed Breaker. Like the whole time she's like, no. She's like, yell at the kid like, stop that, stop it. What are you doing? It's like, the kid, it's not the kid anymore. It's a fucking monster.
You learned this with Willie, damn it.
It's literally killing him. Then finally at the end, she's like, shit, all right, I'm gonna save.
Yeah.
Wait, the kid killed Breaker. He might kill me now. She's like,
I want to save myself.
I better fucking do something about this. Yeah. Man.
And so then Breaker fills up the entire key with his blood, and then he hands it off to her. So we have that big moment of just the big
download.
What is it? Yeah, the download.
Big download. And that did it. That made her the protector. And now she has to go and kill the collector. And this is where we find that Billy Zane, the collector, apparently has a thing for her, which is not very well established. Wants her to marry him.
Yep, strange choice.
Yeah, it was a strange choice.
Yeah, and like she really did just waste this blood. She poured it all over herself,
all over her body.
Just like, God damn it.
By the end of the movie, she has like 2 drops. She really shortened her reign as a protector in this whole thing.
They did show her go back to the tap and refill it at the end. Before she went off.
Yeah,
she did. She does refill it.
They did show that in a brief shot after everything else. But I'm with you. I was like, that is such a fucking waste. What is that going to do? Although, how did he clean her off so efficiently when that happened? I don't know.
Because she covered herself in it so she can be kind of protected. Because as soon as he grabs her hand and she's covered in blood, it just burns him.
Yep.
Which he does this weird dive down through the door.
Dives away.
He's just like, God damn it, and just dives. I'm like, sir, you're not landing on your feet diving like that.
I know.
And of course, I'm not Billy Zane, so maybe he could land on his feet diving that way.
But how does Jada outwit Billy Zane?
So he eventually does. Well, he gets her into the room, and then he grabs her with the shower curtain and throws her down the tub.
Yep.
And he's like washing her off, trying to get all the blood off of her.
Yeah, that shower was really efficient for such low water pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, it really wasn't a lot of water. He got it all off of her too.
Yes, he did. Like her clothes were clean. They were.
And she was just fucking helpless for some reason. In this bathtub, she's not really flailing around a lot. Like he's not even inhibiting you. He's not holding you down.
No. no.
You were just sitting there flailing while you got cold water being put on you.
Yeah.
It was so strange. I was like, you are not even trying. She is not, you know what? I see how she lost the key later. I understand.
Yeah.
I see how she lost the key for the sequel. That's all.
That makes sense. Yeah. It was just like, just wrap her up in a curtain.
But the big ploy she has to outsmart him is she puts some of the
she
the blood
stabs
in her
him in the
mouth.
eye with the key first to make him back off.
Tells
and
her
then she
about the whole thing.
just throws a big swig right into her mouth of this blood.
Yep.
She ruined Billy's sunglasses he was wearing the whole time.
Yeah.
She's just been a bitch to Billy.
Yeah.
And then he takes her and drags her down the steps and shit, just yelling at her, be just all pissed.
I loved the shot of her getting dragged down the steps because it was just dunk, dunk. It was like clearly a dummy in there, just bump, 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 bump all the way down. It was great.
I like.
How many times do you think Will Smith watched that on? Rewind. Rewind.
And he does like the whole dance sequence with her.
Oh yeah, that was very strange.
Just like basically confesses his love to her, basically telling how much he likes her and stuff during the whole time.
Almost looked like a weird ripoff of Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, I forgot he broke her. Forgot he broke her fucking wrist too.
Yeah,
he did do that. I guess he's like.
I was thinking like another Beetlejuice parallel. It kind of reminds me of the ending of Beetlejuice, where Beetlejuice
Lydia
is trying to seduce Lydia.
Oh yeah,
I like how he played. I like how Billy played off trying to like skipping over the love word. He's like you, and he would just be normal before and after it.
But the l it's like a demon can't say it. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, can you ever find in your heart to me? Just then for some,
I like you, okay?
Yeah, I like you, damn it. And then for some reason, I don't know, because like the key burned him and everything, like all the barriers hurt him, but maybe they would have killed him if he walked through. It didn't, whatever.
Yeah.
But then she gets up in his face and she just spits her mouthful of the blood right on Billy Zane's face, and it makes him burning, and he turns into the big winged. He goes into his natural form, and then he just explodes out this entire fucking hotel, and somehow she survives.
She lives somehow. Although she did have a faint red glow to her when
she's a
in the aftermath. So she was protected by the blood magic.
Yep.
Or whatever. Or the reptiloidness.
Then after surviving that fucking explosion, she went back to the tap and refilled the key.
Yep.
I love it. She just goes up and presses it to his chest and like oozes more in. It was so good.
She should have started like chopping limbs and put it like.
I know. It's like, let's freeze some of this.
Yeah, she's like, it's not quite
later. Start canning
the blood of children, but it'll do.
Starts canning it in like jars. She's like a bag of like jars. She's like, why didn't he think of this?
Why didn't he think of this?
I don't know why he would
all sorts of shit he never thought of.
Carrying around water jugs full of blood and shit, like random
she
containers.
Just gets water balloons like in Dust Till Dawn just to throw them.
There's a lot of blood going to waste here. Let's just see if we can
there is at least
preserve some of this.
Or liters.
And she's like, there are other bodily fluids that we could collect and throw in.
Yeah,
we'll give it a try. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
I'll throw shit at a demon. Why not?
Yeah, Christ shit, right?
Throw her
in the face.
Christ shit.
Just throwing it out
Just
the window.
chucking pieces of him at it, just like little bit. Here's a toe, you bitch.
Spleen, does that help?
She's just gonna be running experiments to figure it out.
she boards a bus, puts she seals the bus. We see
puts a little drop,
and good thing she does, because down the road there just happens to be another collector.
Yep, that passes on the bus. He's like, I'll catch the next one.
Yep.
What did the bus stop? Do they make a habit of just picking up strangers?
That's what I was thinking, dude.
It wasn't even a bus stop. It was just
there was no bus stop there.
No, it wasn't no bus stop. They're just fucking.
I mean,
just desert.
I guess I don't live in like a desert area. Like I would pick someone up, but like if
bus driver's like, if I don't pick this guy up, he is going to die.
Right. So that's like the only thing I could justify it as. Like maybe they would out in like fucking Arizona.
And he like started off as a cowboy too. I wonder if the demon was going through like some genres, because there was the cowboy and like
he's having an identity crisis,
romantic stuff going on, like movie genres.
Yeah.
No, I wonder if there was. I don't know. Each one kind of felt like a different sort of genre. Each temptation.
You're just trying. You couldn't get the Christ allegory. You're like, I gotta find something.
I gotta read.
There's something here.
There's something here. They're not telling us everything. I know
there's a deeper meaning.
There's a deeper meaning somewhere.
Story.
But that's Demon Night. Then you have the bookend of.
Because then we go over to like this grave and there's like a rose and see a hand come up, grab it and drag it down. We're following it down through the ground. What was the What's the cameo we get, Tyler?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa cameo. It's a skeleton hand that has a keychain that says Hoffa.
Oh.
And they counted the Jimmy Hoffa.
God.
But yeah, it's the big premiere of the Tales from the Crypt movie, and we get to see the Crypt Keeper one last time. And then if you have the DVD at the end, it tells you that at the very end, after everything's over, it tells you about the sequel that never happened. But,
he tells us about the girl. Yeah, he tells us about Jada. He's like, she's traveling the world. She's doing fine.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
she sent him a ghost card.
See the sights. Yeah,
yep.
And then Crypt Keeper goes to the premiere of his movie.
Yep, good for him.
And they behead him.
Yep, the producers want their they give him final cut.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
But there you have it. That's Demon Night.
Let's do that. We made it through.
Let's go to the next segment.
What's that one, Eric?
Fuck, man.
The quality of Crypt.
The quality of Crypt.
Love it.
Quality of Crypt.
Humans! You're not worth the flesh you're printed on! Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers! All you have to do is give me the goddamn key, and we could get on with our lives. This property is hereby condemned.
So that was Demon Night. I hope you guys enjoyed my pick.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It's a fun flick. That's the best way to put Demon Night. It's a fun flick.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie since I was a kid. I don't know when the first time I watched it, but it's a movie I watch pretty frequently. It somehow comes around. Just one of those movies I can throw in, I can watch while I'm doing something, or watch Billy Zane.
Okay, so we'll start with Tyler with this question. Tyler, what was your favorite part of this film?
Billy Zane.
Okay, I figured.
Every time he's on screen.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. Billy Zane.
That's all you need to know.
Eric, what was your favorite part about this film?
My favorite part?
We'll get to the worst part later.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to sound so stupid. My favorite part about this whole
Hey. Your opinion's not stupid.
I appreciate
You're valued here.
I'm valued. You validate me. Thank you.
Anyway.
My favorite part, weirdly, I'll say, was the exposition dump, because the lore in this was actually pretty cool. I really enjoyed a lot of the lore behind this movie.
And that's why I wanted the lore guys on here.
Explaining it was pretty neat. Finally getting, they kept me, waiting.
How much was that driving you nuts just not knowing sooner?
Just a lot. I don't know. It's like you're just because they're robbing themselves of some tension. At some point you got to show us what the bomb is under the table. Not, show us the bomb under the table so that we know what we're supposed to be tense about. Yeah, what are the stakes?
Depends on what kind of movies you're watching. A lot of movies I watch don't do that.
Yeah.
Things just kind of happen. It's kind of
happen.
I guess where would they have dropped it otherwise? I guess, I don't know.
I mean, they were already doing flashbacks, so they could have just given us a little bit more, or had him explain just a little bit more. Like what are some of the shallower rules? Like, okay, guys, I did this drop here. That's going to keep him back for a little bit, or something. I don't know.
Well, I think that I like that because I did like where he's talking about the sevens and everyone just looking at him like he's done. He's like, listen, I don't make the fucking rules. It's just this is what it is. It's very much just like, I don't know. I just know this is how it works.
Even Billy Zane does that when he's like talking about the rules of demons. He's like, I don't make the rules. Who makes these crazy rules? Not me.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so they're all just operating in this realm, and they're just like, it's just what it is.
I think that's okay. I like that. I like that. But not, they don't know how. It's just like, this is how it works. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's why
I didn't reveal everything, but I wish we'd known a little bit more, because I wanted to spend less time confused and more time tense.
What about you, Ben? What's your favorite part?
I'm actually gonna have to I'm gonna have to echo Ty's sentiment on this. Billy Zane, great.
You're wrong with it.
No, it's over the top, but it's good. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's one of the things with Tales of Crypt, and like they talk more in like the when I was like reading stuff about like the sequels, like a bunch of scripts got rejected, like when they were trying to write a Tales of Crypt movie, because Tales from the Crypt has to have humor in it. That's like it's a Tales from the Crypt is a dark comedy. So I feel like if you took Billy Zane out of this and you cast like some like stoic actor, you turn it into a horror movie, because then you got the fate of the world and all this and Christ and all that, and it becomes a much darker movie. So I think Billy Zane was like the key to keeping like the levity and like the humor and the funness of of it.
Yeah, because this could have very easily been like The Prophecy. You're right. Yeah. It would have been very dreary.
Or that one movie with Dennis Quaid, The Legion.
Oh God.
Yeah. Basically, that had a lot to do. That had a lot in common with this fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
They're kind of close. Yeah.
When I was looking around, it said that this script was floating around Hollywood a little bit, and the producers just eventually seen it, and it's like there's enough horror and comedy with it that it's like would be a good Tales from the Crypt film.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, fellas, real quick, we're running a little late, so I am going to have to bounce. I'm also not feeling real terribly great.
Go and give your rating on this movie.
I'm going to have to give this out of 5. I'll have to give it a 3.5.
Shotgun bubble burst.
3.5 not Christ allegories. It's a lot of fun. There's definitely some plot holes that if this didn't have Billy Zane's campiness and the campiness is set forward by the Crypt Keeper, it would have sunk it. But because this Tales from the Crypt is not particularly that type of entertainment, it stays afloat. It's a lot of fun. Would I watch it all the time? No, but I would happily watch it during the Halloween season. No problem.
Perfect. All right. Thanks for joining us, Ben.
Thanks, fellas.
All right.
It was a lot of fun. See you
on the next one. See you tomorrow. Here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to get some rest for Homunculus. That's going to be...
It looks interesting. That's all I can say. Fellas. Later. All right,
Eric, while we're over there on the Frost House side, let's hear your rating.
All right. I'm gonna give it. I am gonna echo Ben on this. I'm gonna give it 3.5. Busted eyeballs.
Ooh.
Yeah, out of 5.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a Zane rating of Zane.
Insane.
And I'm gonna give the movie itself 4 out of 5 Billy Zanes.
4 out of 5 Billy Zanes.
Yeah,
a lot of Zane running around.
Yeah. This is the Billy Zane like movie.
Yeah, the Billy Zane movie. Definitive. You heard it here.
This is like the definitive Billy Zane movie.
Anyone talks about Billy Zane in his best role, it's Demon Knight.
Like, it's got to be Demon Knight. Like I couldn't even imagine. Like if you rate a top 5 list, this could not be lower than 1.
Can't be lower than 1.
Not possible.
Not possible. What about you, Mike? What's your rating?
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 battery nipples.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Nipple batteries. How do you say that?
So I know you brought up earlier, what was your least favorite part of the movie, Eric?
Oh, my least favorite part.
There's a lot to choose from, probably.
Well, honestly, there's not too much that I didn't at least mildly enjoy along the way. I guess some of honestly, when like 2 characters that were talking that weren't, Billy Zane. About I don't know. There were just a couple of times where I guess you could call it a slowdown where it's like, all right, I don't care that much about what's going on. I understand that it ties into like the temptation, sin, whatever dynamic that we're doing. Right. But if I had to pick something, it'd be that, because I really enjoyed, like I said, I really liked the lore behind the movie. I thought that was really interesting. So
yeah, I knew that would be something. That's why I was like, Ben and Eric have to be on this. Like
I'm also
definitely got the Christ allegory.
That shocked me. Ben hadn't seen it before. Yeah. My least favorite part of this is the whole mind thing. That was like going into the mind. It was so random. It introduced the kid for no reason.
Yeah, there we go. I want to change mine. The stupid kid. The kid.
Served no purpose until the end, I guess. He killed Breaker, which is another thing. He kills Breaker. The kid gets.
Yeah.
The kid kills Willie and then kills Breaker. It's wild.
Yeah.
My problem with the film is my same problem with Alien too. Is like, why are you caring so much about this fucking cat? I don't understand people that care this hard for a cat. Like, you're going to risk your fucking life. Like, as soon as everything got locked down, she's like, no, I need to go out. Like, you've seen these demons kill some people. You've seen what's going on. You've seen lightning out of their eyes. You're like, I need to go outside and save my cat. The fuck you do?
My thing, and the only reason I agree with you, because I love cats, but the only reason I agree with you is that cat has a better fucking shot than you do. Just let the cat do its thing.
Yeah.
It's going to make it out of there before you do, buddy.
Yeah, you're going to hinder it at that point.
I mean,
you really are.
Or something.
You'd have a hard time for me to go outside to try to save Eric, not let alone a fucking cat.
Yeah. You've invested a lot of time in me.
Yeah, I mean, there's demons, Eric. At a certain point, I can't save you.
I get it. I get it. At the same time, I mean, I feel the same way about you. It's like
I'll do what I can from where I am, but I'm not running out there.
I mean, I can barely breathe.
You're like, they might just leave me alone. I'm not a threat.
Yeah, I'm just going to lay here and wheeze. They might think I'm possessed.
Right. Tyler, spin us out of here.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. That's Demon Night. That was Mike's pick. Tomorrow, you don't have to wait long because tomorrow you can hear Eric and Ben again on Cult of Lore, where they do their second of their Cultober episodes. They're doing the Democulaba, which looks fucking gross.
What was our first one?
What is it?
What was your first episode this month?
HP Lovecraft.
HP Lovecraft. Did that come out on time?
Yeah.
It absolutely came out on time.
Yeah. Definitely came out on time. You can also check out this Friday. It is our Friday Cultober exclusive. It is going to be Alien, the 1979 movie.
Question mark. Find out for sure on that episode.
Yeah, find out. When did Alien come out? Find out.
If everything goes well after this recording, Essie will be there.
Yeah.
Our editor, Essie.
Essie. Is that an
19? I was right. 1979. I was correct.
Nice.
I'm pretty good with my dates on that stuff.
You are.
But
yeah, if everything goes well, Essie will be joining you guys on that episode of
the first time people will get to hear him outside of little bits in Cult Talk Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cult Talk Conspiracy, you can see it here every Tuesday this month. It's weekly this month. But this Sunday, after Alien Sunday, you can tune in to our, as we've been doing as a tradition this year, we're doing stuff for the kids. We wanted kids to be involved with Cultober and give them a little treat.
Not that our language is suitable for work or anything.
It's just words.
I tried, guys. I tried to make it PG all around.
Yeah,
they didn't go with it.
Why? I don't know why you were like.
I thought it'd be a fun exercise of restraint.
You know, our audience. We need more in our audience. Kids. We need more kids in our audience.
I think it would just, in my mind, I knew it would be hard for all of us to do, but I think it'd have been fun to hear us try. I think that's what's in my mind, to hear us try not to cuss.
For an episode. I think it'd been fun for an episode.
No,
I think it would have ruined Cultober.
We would have found our own. We would have found our own different cuss words to use in place of cuss words. It would have been a whole thing. It would have been a whole bit. I know it would have went great.
No, Michael.
But no one would be on board with me. They didn't see my vision. No. They're just like, no, I want to cuss like a goddamn sailor, you piece of fucking shit.
Yeah. But we're still letting the kids can tune in on Sundays. Sundays are PG movies on Sundays. So you gather the kids around, snuggle up on the couch, and put on Cultober. And we're watching Little Monsters.
Little Monsters.
A movie for the whole family.
Whose pick was that?
It was mine.
Oh, it was your pick?
Yeah, I changed all my picks so we could do the PG thing you wanted for Sundays. So you're welcome.
I still wish we would have followed all the way through and tried not to cuss.
I don't see that. I don't know. But there we have it. That's Demon Night. And we're almost through Cultober. You guys believe it? We're almost fucking through it. We've almost made it. Let's see. We only have one more full week left, and then we have our Halloween special.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Crazy. One more full week.
Crazy. I can't believe it.
We're rolling toward the end.
Yeah. This month has been going by faster than I thought.
Yeah.
Than it feels. It's crazy.
We're doing we're doing it. This is the biggest Cultober ever. Cultober 3, the biggest one ever. And thank you guys for joining us for these. We love doing Cultober episodes. Big time for us. It's our biggest month of the year. We bang out so much goddamn content this month. It is insane. Mike and Eric and Essie and Bailey, they're working overtime to get all this shit out.
Yep.
And we're thankful for each and every one of them.
Can a guy at least get a handy for all the work? Come on.
You heard him, Eric.
Kind of out of certificate.
You only need one hand to upload Cult of Lore.
The Mac is very intuitive for one hand. Shit.
But yeah,
it'll have to be a lefty, and that won't be fun.
I don't want that. Never mind.
Be all shaky all over the place. And there's no stability.
Uncoordinated.
Uncoordinated.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in to Cultober, because this is just a fun time. We get to pick movies we like, and make sure you guys check out Mondays. We talk about Bruce Campbell and Bruce Campbell related things. Tuesdays we talk conspiracy on Cult Talk Conspiracy, and every first and third Thursday, Eric and Ben and Jerry talk about lore of Warhammer and all kinds of deep dive world building stuff. stuff. And make sure you check out youtube.com/culttalknet for a full-length animated version of the podcast. And they work really hard on that. So check it out. Leave a comment, leave a like, whatever you want. Make sure you subscribe. And you can find all of our podcasts everywhere you find your favorite podcasts. And if you like social media stuff, we're on social media. We're everywhere at Cult Talk Net. It's super simple, super easy. I made sure we locked down Cult Talk Net across the board. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. Grindr, check us out on there.
We're not on Grindr.
What?
Tyler's on Grindr, not us.
Yeah, at Cult Talk Net.
What?
Eric has the OnlyFans. You have the Grindr.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
But make sure you guys check us out. Instagram, we post a lot of stuff on there. Twitter, Facebook, of course. Come and chat with us. Hit us in the DMs. We're very talkative.
As the kids say.
As the kids say. Send nudes at Cult Talk Net.
I don't. Nope. At least be of age if you're going to do that.
Of age. Of age.
Don't do it.
Kids, steal your parents' credit cards. And
Yeah.
let us know what those numbers are.
As always. Yeah, and make sure you go to Tubi and use code CultTalkNet for a lifetime free subscription to Tubi.
Ben's gone. I've been Michael.
I've been Ty.
I've been Eric.
And stay zany.